Marv, he doesn't hear anything through his headphones. Everything's
I do
straight.
now. I'm good.
Oh, you good?
Yeah.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of TOPT. Welcome to another episode. It didn't start off good. Why can't I do this consistently? This is bad. All right. Welcome to TOPT, where we talk One Piece. Woo! Let's go.
That was good. That was all
Yeah?
right. Yeah, I mean, you got the
Yeah, my bad.
mute up, but like, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right.
We use our names. I mean, not like we have to, but.
Wait, do we usually send our...
We
Oh,
said
my
it
name is Larry.
Law.
Seb, isn't that at the end?
Wait, Marv, is my camera too, like...
No. Am I tripping?
Does it look
at the
crazy?
beginning and at the end.
It looks crazy on the TV. That's why.
It does look a little zoomed. I mean... Now
Oh, there it
good.
goes. That
Yeah.
looks better. All right, never mind. Anyway, what up, y'all? How y'all doing? This is episode 217, and today's agenda will be discussing One Piece chapter 1157. So to all of the new people that are here today, just want to say thank you. I appreciate you so much. You guys do so much for us, and I just want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts. But listen, man, today's a good chapter, bro. I think we all have a lot to say. Lionel will not be joining us today, unfortunately, but that's okay. We got Lawrence in his steed. No, I'm joking. If you got Lawrence, you got both.
You got and one of his heart.
But listen, guys, I just want to say thank you to everybody that's on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well for joining in. Thank you to everybody that's in the YouTube live chat. You guys are the best. We are also going to start multi-streaming next week, from what Marv said. I really want to try putting us on Twitch as well as Instagram. So if you want to go to Twitch and you don't want ads, you know what to do. But overall, I just want to make a better viewing experience for all of you. Also, for all those, remember, timestamps will be done after the episode is done. We don't do timestamps during the episode because we're live, so relax. Also, if you haven't liked the video yet, please like the video. I want to hit 2,000 likes. I want to hit it consistently. So if you haven't liked the video yet, please like the video. And to everybody that has sent us super chats and is going to send us super chats, thank you so much for them. We are a podcast, so you got to let us get to them organically. We do not miss a lot of them. We did miss one last week, though. You remember that one? We could read that one real quick.
Did we screenshot that? I don't know that I did.
You did.
No.
You grabbed it, but I don't know where you put it though.
Did I
you
send it? Damn, I don't know that I sent that.
While Sebastian looks for it, we just want to say thank you overall. But
You usually sent it to the chat, but you didn't.
Yeah, that's my B, bro.
yeah. But overall, I did want to announce that we are going to Anime NYC this week. So we will be there from Thursday to Sunday.
Pull up.
With Sunday at 1 p.m., we will have our own panel. And Lawrence and Lionel are actually going to be with us. So it's going to be a very good time. All four of us will be at this event. I don't know all four of us for every single day, but me and Sebastian will definitely be there from Thursday to Sunday.
Yeah, I took off work.
Yeah. Also, I have created a super chat goal. So we have 50 super chats over $20 and above. And I will cosplay as Megamind.
God damn, bruh.
I don't care. This is going to be humiliating for me.
Is it? Megamind's pretty cool.
I get fried.
And he gets the girl in the end.
Bro. I get fried online, bro.
Does he not?
I get fried online, bro.
Damn,
so if y'all want me to cosplay as Megamind, this is my price, all right? In order to feel humiliation throughout all of our videos, and it's going to be clipped, of course. That's what I'm doing.
Is this what you want? Is this what you want? Huh?
Yo, Megamind doesn't get the girl again, for real?
I don't know.
I feel like he did. No, am I tripping?
I don't feel like he did.
All right, but anyway, Seb, let's say what's up to chat, and then let's read some super chats, and then we'll get into the chapter.
Yeah, I see a bunch of super chats in here already, so I do want to hurry up and get to them. But we have a couple of people in here. I see Villain D Juice, Ravenstorm, Austin Hart, Cooper64, James, Jajen, Young Lou, Hunch and D Hose, Eric Barrera, A, Twilight Straw Hat, Locke. I'm in here. What? Penguin, Calcify D. Howl, Curb, Mark Jones, Bobbert McDonald's, Sunny Weather, Creek Walk Baby, Young Bull Trent. What up, Young Bull? Mr. Clive, Wise Life Jody, Rui, Johnny 3D. I think that's what it says. Or John in 3D, my bad. Post Sniper, Roy Stokes, Kirby's in here, P just chilling. Just so many y'all. If y'all haven't already, like Larry said, we're trying to get to 2,000 likes. So like the stream. But yeah, let's get to some of these super chats. We had a few sitting already.
So let's read them and then we'll
guys.
get straight into the chat.
Yeah. We got 10 from Nasty XL. It says, theory. Blackbeard is Davy Jones. Rox was Davy Jones prior through some ritual of heart/soul stealing. Oh, soul sealing. Info and skills may be passed down. Could be why Blackbeard doesn't sleep or how Rox found Emu. # goats. Thank you.
So Rox is fangirling over himself?
That was my thing. That was my one when I read it. I was like, is that what that is? I don't know.
a worshiper.
Worship of me.
Yeah, like
that's pretty
I
awesome.
love me some meat.
Me some meat.
Me some me. Maybe. I mean, maybe not in that exact way.
I don't think so.
It's better than the Croco Mom theory.
It is. Another Nakama joined the ship in ZZ Optimal.
Thank
so
you,
welcome.
Optimal.
Enjoy
Appreciate
all
you.
the emojis that come with being a Nakama. We got another 35 Czar from Rat Cup. It says Asta Grimoire plus the Nika fruit versus Yuno's Grimoire. I don't know what this word is. Plus the Opie Opie no Mi. No hockey, no stamina drawbacks, or mana loss. Which power you taking and who's winning?
Astas with the Nika fruit. Like what? It's Grimoire. And
Grimoire,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I know those people.
Listen, man.
That's like
easy,
Black Clover, right?
Easy, yeah.
Okay.
It's easy, Asta. Asta's Grimoire might even take away a Devil Fruit ability since it just takes away abilities in general. And like, low key, Devil Fruits is just... It's as close to magic as it can get. You know what I'm saying? Like, without being magic, it's as close as you can get. So, it's Asta. Easy. Probably no diff.
Okay. We have another 2 euros from Minimum Wage Mink that says, who's the most well-written woman in One Piece? # Minky Tax. I would probably say Robin.
Robin. Robin's a good one. Yeah, Robin. For sure.
I think it's Robin.
Yeah, that seems.
And then it's like Baby 5 after that.
Nah, it's not.
It might be Baby
Nami
5,
has her
bro.
moments. She can be annoying
She
sometimes. She
aight.
has her moments.
Alright. She aight.
After that, I don't know.
Yeah.
Another 3 months from Xavier O'Dilly. It's at Nakama Status. It says, sup guys, besides Loki, do any giants have Devil Fruits? I hope so.
Not that we know of, no.
I hope so. I hope you see somebody cooking. Another 5 from Xavier. It says, sup guys, love the Tritoma theory. What do y'all think about Rayleigh plus Shaggy equals Boa Hancock theory? Is that why he defended Boa so hard? # top on top.
You mentioned that before. You made sense of it. It's the buggy Rayleigh.
Yeah, not
uncle.
so much that would be their kid, but that could be like Shaggy could be Boa's like aunt kind of thing, or older sister or something like that, something along those lines. I don't think they had Boa. I don't know if the timeline would match, I suppose, but I don't think that's like Rayleigh's daughter. That's not the relationship that seems to be there.
Unless this one man impregnated like 3 Kuja pirates, then that's the only way they could be siblings.
Yeah. Because also, too, I think it's heavily tied to why Rayleigh even steps in at all. Is because his wife, Shaggy. We see even Gloriosa. She's, in a way, retired or whatever, but she's heavily involved with advising Boa Hancock. So, same way with Shaggy.
Even though she don't want it.
Yeah. So it's like part of the ones, even after you like retire or whatever, you still have a responsibility, they feel, to take care of your I guess your woman island or whatever. Yeah. So she has
You guess
stepping in.
your woman island?
Because it's like,
bro.
I don't know.
You gotta use better wording, bro.
It's
You be sounding crazy, bro.
Island.
Your woman island.
It's the Isle of Women, man.
It's literally the same way with this.
Yo,
Your woman
Lords,
island.
bro. We're getting canceled one day, bro.
But I was talking about another woman.
day,
It's
bro.
not like I.
Your woman island. All right.
We got another 7, Canadian from Del Kepka. It says, I think a few years from now, fans will be amazed when they go back and hear Larry's bad takes about Blackbeard, like how King wins, and especially Baby Loki. I mean,
See,
he's not the only person who be feeling this way, though. I'll say
you
that.
know what's crazy?
Yeah.
In the beginning, It was Blackbeard is the greatest dude of all time. Yo, he is unstoppable.
Who said that?
If he not top 5 right now,
Who said that?
I don't know how he's not. And
Who
we'd
said
be
that?
I was like one of the first people that kept saying, yo, he's not there yet.
Oh, man.
He's not there yet. He's proven he's not there yet, right? And it's always been the conversation. He's not there yet. Yo, but you don't know how he beat some of these people, yo. He's off panel. He probably got something crazy. He could probably, cover somebody in complete darkness, which he's never done before. Yo, you just have to say he just wins because narrative. But we're saying right now, he doesn't win. Later on in the story, he definitely wins. He has to. That's what he has to become. And because people can't understand that concept, they fall into the realm of the community turning over on its face, which it has done so within the past, I think, 2 years, where people are now saying to themselves, Blackbeard isn't there yet. So that's what we be saying. So if you look back and you go, oh, Larry was talking about this with King, it makes sense right now.
It's still don't.
But it's not going to make sense later.
It still don't. But that's me. I'm in the minority here. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny because Oda, in a way, has written himself an out for all this. And because it applies to Luffy, but I'm going to apply it to Blackbeard. Because Lana reminded me of it. And Oda is on record supposedly saying that just because Luffy beats someone in a fight or whatever, doesn't necessarily mean that he grew stronger than that person or he's stronger than that person. Right? So if you apply that to the main character, we could probably apply that to Blackbeard. Some of his bouts is off panel beating someone doesn't necessarily mean that he's stronger, but he did win that battle at that time. So in that way, a lot of times, because we talk about making it make sense, you feel it narrative-wise, but if you want to go with the narrative of how strong people are supposed to be with hockey and abilities and all that going in, Blackbeard, like Larry's saying, Blackbeard's not shown to be there yet. But narratively, we got to go with him. He's supposed to win because he's supposed to be Luffy's later opponent. But then again, he hasn't shown to be that strong to take on these characters, even beat some of the people that Luffy's beat. So, but Oda has given himself out in that aspect. So, take it with a grain of salt.
Listen, man, people gonna hate no matter what. It's all right. You got a favorite character. You like hype. Go with it. You'll end up just like Kid.
Another 5 from Roberto Figueredo. It says, hey, Larry, I know you don't like Rox and Roger fighting each other for Shaki on God Valley, but it's just like the Battle of Troy. Look it up. I feel like the Battle of Troy is very known.
I got a lot to say
world.
about that part, bro.
Yeah,
I got some things, man.
You say about what?
We'll get into it later.
We're going to start at 6:17.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got another Nakama join the ship in third account. Welcome. Enjoy all the emojis. Another 5 from Girthquake. It says, long time no Larry tax. Glad to finally be back. I escaped Larry's closet. Had to claw a hole through the wall. Long story anyways. Sorry in advance, Law.
Wait, what?
Thank you for letting me know.
I see you are.
Thank you for letting me know.
We did get a follow-up super chat from Girthquake. $50.
Oh, thank you.
It says, Lawrence.
50 is a lot.
You are the master of mukbangs, harvester of hot dog grower of glutes, whacker of windshields, lord of lower backs, minister of milk, conqueror of child support, warrior of Wendy's, father of fertility, masher of minks, slayer of species.
What the? I don't even know how to respond to that.
You like a Game of Thrones?
You're like a Spartan. Honestly impressive.
I don't know where the lower back thing came from.
Lower back. Listen, the Lord of Lower Backs is wild.
Yeah, bro.
What does that mean?
I don't know, man.
What does that mean?
I don't know. You tell us, bro. That's your title.
I didn't make it up.
Well, thank you, Girth.
Thank you, Girth. That was a lot, too. Thank you so much.
We got another 5 from Nico87. It says, bringing the heat. Start of DBZ Krillin versus Roger, Whitebeard, and Garp in their prime.
Krillin.
In my opinion, Krillin takes this high div. Hashtag not a weak ad moon.
Stop.
Yo,
Stop.
Listen.
It's Krillin. It's not even close. It's not even close. It's not.
I got the One Piece boys.
You guys are crazy. You guys are insane, bro.
We're never going to agree on this, bro. I've never seen Krillin win a fight in my life. You got nothing, too.
Is it even possible for, Boral Breath to reach a moon? Let's be serious. Is it even possible?
Kind of not in the fight.
No.
Number 2 from Nico87. Thoughts on Biblo making Sunny bigger to fit Loki? I kind of wouldn't like that, mostly because if there's going to be any adjustments to the Sunny, I want it to come from Frankie.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I like some outside character that we barely see ever. Like, we're changing the ship so that this dude can fit on it.
Yeah.
Plus, that would make the Sunny crazy big, right?
Mm-hmm.
It would have to be. This dude's...
yeah, bro.
Yeah.
We got another 5 from Alex Perez. It says, can it be that Devil Fruit users sink because Devil Fruits contain the souls of Lunarians whose wings would get too heavy and whose flames would extinguish? That's dark, man. I'm not gonna lie.
It would have been doper if you added like some biblical context. Lawrence, help me out. But like when God casted Satan and like the angels onto Earth, the demons, right? Onto Earth. Did they fall into the ocean? Or did they fall like on land? Does it ever say?
So it never said where they fall. Because also too, right, understanding that Satan and his demons, they're spiritual beings. So like physical doesn't matter to them. Right?
Okay.
So when the war broke out in heaven and like, they were kicked out of heaven and cast to the earth, it just mentioned they were cast to the earth. Not land or water, none of that was mentioned. But it just mentioned they were stuck on earth now. So
okay.
Yeah, it didn't mention land or sea.
It would be dope though if they added like some context that's probably like a reference that would have tried to make. It would have hit hard. It would have been a nice theory.
All right, and then last one, we did get another 50 from Villain D Juice. Thank you so much. It says, I've been watching One Piece a while, are experiencing fatigue, get off social media and rewatch the G8 arc. Oh, if you've been watching One Piece a while and are experiencing fatigue, get off social media and rewatch the G8 arc. Marv, what's your hottest take? Hashtag shirts off for Shin. Hashtag ain't paying no Larry tax. Hashtag jacket around the world. Hashtag that's your limit. Hashtag oh sorry I didn't see you there. Marv.
Yo, I don't have like a hot take like that. I think in the beginning when they did Robin's backstory, I really didn't like it because I felt like it was a redo of Nami's backstory, like both of them turning evil or whatever. But by the end of it, I was like, oh no, this was dope. This was worth it. But there's really nothing I truly disagree with in the One Piece verse, honestly. Nothing like that.
I just love that Marv is like in it at this point, where he like enjoys it this much.
Yo, the last episode was really dope.
Yeah? Okay.
It was really dope.
I heard Sanji got he wasn't able to kick Kizaru's beam. Like he did in the manga.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Why are they doing this, bro? They gotta chill out, bro.
Yeah, bro. I heard that.
That angers me because you're legit changing Oda's writing of the show by having him not do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Maybe they'll have him do it later. I don't know, man.
It doesn't make sense, man.
But
guys, I know it says on the goal for the Megamind thing that it's 0 out of 50, but I think there's 2 right now, so it just wasn't counting it for some reason.
they might have came before you set the goal.
It's all right. I'll count it.
Okay,
Yeah. All right, guys. You ready for the chapter? All right, let's get it. For all those that haven't liked the video yet, please like the video. And to everybody that did super chat, please wait a little bit just so we could get through the chapter and then we'll read it. All right? We'll take a break and read some super chats. All right. Today's chapter is titled Legendary Bar. Mike Bar Longer. We return to Yamato's pilgrimage in the cover story, where the caption reads, he fought against Kaido to protect his village, but perished without leaving a body behind. On the cover, Yamato is praying at this grave with Boss Ocho and Kiku. They're bowing their heads with their eyes closed with their hands clasped together. Boss Ocho is on her knees. Snow falls down upon them. What are your thoughts on this week's cover story, guys? Starting with Lawrence.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't take the time to even try to think of a theory or possible who this is. I wonder who it is, and I thought about doing it. I was like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to take the time. And I moved on to the chapter. But I wonder who it was. I even thought of, like, all right, the person who disappeared, whose body we didn't get, or maybe the ones we did saw that was with young Yamato. Maybe one of them, like that one that had the tattoo on his back, I think, whatever. But besides from that, I got nothing.
All right. Seb.
Yeah, I actually do have something for this one. I actually got into a debate as to who this person is with Deadshot in the Discord. So, Deadshot, this one's for you. There's been some discussion on the Discord and some confusion as to who Yamato is bowing to in the cover story. I believe I have the simple and most poetic answer. In chapter 1154's cover story, Oda depicts a large shrine dedicated to a hero of the Wano country. In the 1154 subtext, it suggests that the shrine is built for the hero born in the West Blue and raised in Ringo. Ryuma was seen wandering the world of Oda's one-shot monsters and may have ended up in Wano country at some point during his journey, settling there. I believe the shrine is dedicated to Ryuma and the Shimotsuki clan as a whole. This fits perfectly with Ryuma's legacy. The Wano's sword god, a figure celebrated across generations. And around the shrine, we see many grave markers likely dedicated to distinguished family members of or former daimyos who led the Shimotsuki clan in the years after Ryuma's passing. In chapter 1157, Yamato is shown bowing before a single grave marker. This suggests she's not yet made it to Ryuma's legendary resting place, but the humble grave of a fallen hero who is, I believe, is Shimotsuki Ushimaru, the man Lawrence was just talking about. A member of the Shimotsuki clan that has, like the subtext suggests, passed on protecting the village from Kaido and had a tremendous impact on Yamato's life. Now, Ushimaru's rebellion against Orochi and Kaido ended in imprisonment, where he crossed paths with a young Yamato. In the cave, he freed Yamato, shared food, read Odin's journal, and encouraged Yamato to inherit Odin's will. Yet, he withheld his true name, saying Yamato could call him so-and-so. Ushimaru and his comrades broke out to fight Kaido, sacrificing themselves so Yamato could live on. This act left Yamato with an unfinished bond and no closure on his identity. Yamato learning Ushimaru's true name at his grave resolves the mystery left hanging from their time together. It elevates Ushimaru as a martyr of the rebellion and as the first samurai who truly validated Yamato's spirit. The contrasts are important. Ryuma is the grand shrine, but Ushimaru is the quiet grave that Yamato reveres, a personal, intimate closure for her character arc. Now, thematically, it splits the legacy across 3 generations. Ryuma, the sword god, enshrined for all from Wano's past. Ushimaru, the unrecognized hero, remembered quietly yet essential to Yamato's journey. And Zoro, the modern Shimotsuki heir, who carries their spirit into the future. I also believe it's fitting for Yamato's character as a whole, who had some controversial identity struggles in the past. Her first encounter with Ushimaru and the other samurai in the cave was what first sparked her identity crisis. She claimed to be Odin. By finding Ushimaru's grave, she isn't chasing Odin's shadow. She's honoring the man who gave her the strength to carry Odin's will. In chapter 1154, belongs to Ryuma and the Shimotsuki clan as a whole. The solitary grave in 1157 is a more personal one, and the grave of Shimotsuki Ushimaru, the man who gave Yamato her first taste of freedom and hope. I believe it's a deliberative narrative contrast. The shrine for the legendary sword god, and the grave of the unsung daimyo who sacrificed quietly, shaping the next generation. So, I think the grave she's at currently is Shimotsuki Ushimaru.
I get confused with the names.
Yeah.
Ushimaru is the guy that was in the cave with Yamato as a kid.
Okay, so alright, so
yeah, with the other 2 daimyos.
Alright, yeah, that's what I thought.
Fugatsu, and I forgot the other guy's name.
It's like Osome? No.
I forgot his name.
But it's like a food.
Yeah.
But he's the one that looks like he's from the Shimoshuki that kind of resembled a little bit of Zoro, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's a good theory.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's better than the one I came up with.
Okay.
I don't know about the identity stuff and all that stuff. I get how like you try to connect that. It's just I don't know. There's just not much pushback on it. Mm-hmm. I think I came up with something different, but I don't think it's as good as yours. That's the thing.
I mean, read it, bro. If you got some.
What?
I just noticed. You see Uti making a snowman of Kaido?
I was going to bring that up too. Yeah, it's just crazy that she would do that at this gravesite. Like, yo, the whole thing is this dude passed away defending
Kaido.
Yes.
And you're making his snowman.
Wow, bro.
You know what's off for me? And this is why it feels off a little bit. It's because the Yakuza bosses never really seem to like get along with the daimyos.
Okay.
The only time they ever got along with a daimyo is Odin.
Right.
So for me, it's like, when I look at Boss Ocho, I don't think she technically even cares for the other daimyo. She just cares for Odin. But if she was to care for anyone else, it would be other bosses of the Yakuza. And for her, whoever was before her, in my opinion, is the Yakuza boss that's buried at this gravesite. Because it's not flourished like a daimyo's gravesite would be, right? Like, even Ryuma's was probably really nice, but the fact was, Kaido and Moria battled next to it, and then all of a sudden, Moria took the body and took Shusui. So it's like, that's the only reason his grave kind of looked crazy. You know what I'm saying? Unless, like, another daimyo came through, like Kiku, and decided to, like, revitalize it. I like it so much, though, because it just makes sense as to why this would be Ushimaru's grave. But it doesn't seem like Yamato went there personally for any purpose. She just was like she went to Kiku, Ocho was there, and then Ocho was like, yo, come pray to this grave real quick. And then Yamato was like, all right, bet. And then if it doesn't say like she notices who it is, but the one thing that does state like she might know who it is, she's the only one smiling.
Yeah, I mean, that was my piece where it's like, I needed... So, how do I say this? I didn't connect it in there because I probably dropped the bag, but her pilgrimage is to return Yasui's sword, right? And he's a Shimotsuki.
Yeah,
so
well, the Ringo was ruled by
so
Shimotsuki.
To me, if this shrine is supposed to be for the Shimotsuki clan in general... This is why there's like so many of them out there. Like, I was like, these are all the daimyo, the former daimyo of the Shimotsuki clan, and the actual shrine originated because of Shimotsuki Ryu.
Yeah.
And like he would have been in the shrine. Like, she's not in there yet. So people are like, yo, it's Ryuma. I'm like, well, she's not inside the shrine yet.
Yeah.
And the body's been stolen. Like, I don't know that she's bowing in this way in the same vein.
Yeah, I agree.
So I was like, I think it's just the Shimotsuki like clan's shrine. And this is where the daimyos of that clan go when they pass, and this is where she'll return. Like, I think we're coming to the end because we're here. You know what I mean? But
and the thing is too, I mentioned this in my theory, but I'm not gonna even say my theory anymore because I feel like it's just not as good. But it makes sense that the body would perish because Kaido doesn't fight one-on-one. Anytime he fights one-on-one, he just demolishes the person. I think they had to jump him, and overall, those three guys just passed away, and Ushimaru happened to be... his grave is going to be in Ringo, so that's why we only see his grave and not the other two.
And that's what the other piece I liked about it, because it's like, it says that he passed protecting his village, and it's like those daimyos got out, and they probably all went back to their villages to try to see, like, to make sure everybody was safe, and then they fought. I kind of would have liked that they just crashed out at Kaido right then and there, but we'll see.
That's my part, is like, the reason why I didn't think it was Ushimaru was because when they left that cave, and they told Yamato, like, yo, be who you gotta be and stuff like that, I thought that they just went out there and just went, yo, jump, aim for the bushes. Like, that's what I thought.
It's possible.
I thought they just went out there and was literally like, yo, I'm gonna take everybody out in Udon. They did so. Kaido came through, and then Kaido just wiped the floor with them. And they passed away right there. I didn't think that somebody would literally go back to their village. I mean, that's possible. But like...
Well, you can even still pass protecting the village and not be at the village. You know what I'm saying?
That's a stretch, though. That's a stretch, though. Yeah. But I get what you're saying. It's still possible.
Yeah.
Damn. No, I feel like your theory is better.
Yo, what? Can you give us the rundown, like just a basis of what your theory was? Like, I don't think I disproved your theory. You know what I'm saying?
I just like your theory so much more. And it's not my turn. But I guess I'll just wait until after.
It is your turn.
Oh, it is. Oh, yeah. Law said you didn't have anything.
Yeah.
All right. I guess I'll just say it. But I really like yours better. All right. Anyway, I said the last time we discussed this grave, we were told it belonged to someone born in the West Blue, raised in Ringo, and who passed away a hero. My first assumption was it could be Ryuma. That the swords around the grave and the battle-worn state seem to fit, especially since Ryuma was born in Ringo. Kaido and Gekko Moria fought there, and the Shimotsuki family ruled the region. It also made sense with Moria stealing Ryuma's body and his sword, Shisui, after his and Kaido's battle. The only odd detail was the born in the West Blue part. If true, Ryuma would have been an immigrant to Wano, which doesn't align with him being a native Shimotsuki. That would mean he somehow adopted his family name, which felt unnecessarily complicated, but interesting, right? And that was one of my pushbacks about Ushimaru, was that we don't know if he was born in the West Blue or if he ever left. But anyway, now with more information, we know this unidentified person fought Kaido, died protecting their village, and their body was destroyed in the battle. That rules out Ryuma because Ryuma passed away centuries ago and points to someone else entirely. I once considered Shiki because of his ties to Wano. Kurozumi Higurashi used his face to showcase her ability to Orochi. His clothes resembled Wano attire, and he's a swordsman. It could have fit if he had faked his passing to escape Wano's isolation, or if he had been a Yakuza boss before joining Rocks. But given Shiki's known life after Impel Down with Whitebeard, I don't think he's the one buried here. Instead, I think this grave might belong to Silver's Axe Kyo, Shiki's rival, and one of the pirates Sengoku mentioned alongside Shiki, Captain John, and Wang Shi. Kyo was notorious, but as we've seen in One Piece, reputations could be misleading. He was also a mobster, like Shiki, wore attire resembling Wano's styles, and was known as a strong fighter. That makes it possible he was once a Yakuza boss in Ringo who clashed with Kaido to protect his territory. Unlike Captain John, whose corpse we saw in Thriller Bark, Kyo's fate remains a mystery. His passing was never publicized, which fits with Wano's isolation of information. If Boss Ocho is the current Yakuza boss of Ringo, but not a daimyo, it leaves room for Kyo to have been the former Yakuza boss of Ringo. He may have fought Kaido while defending Ringo, alongside Moria, since Moria alone was nowhere near Kaido's level. And given Kaido's reputation for never losing one-on-one fights, it's believable that Kyo would have teamed up with another fighter. All this might line up with the cover story we're seeing now, so for now, I believe this grave belongs to Silver Axe Kyo.
See, I like that.
And we don't know his last name.
Yeah.
So he could be a Shimotsuki.
Yeah.
And it would be a pretty interesting one because Shimotsuki's always became daimyos. But what if this guy was like, I'd rather be the Yakuza boss? So to me, I don't know. I feel like I like the Ushimaru one ties in more. But I just don't know how Ushimaru was born in the West Blue.
So that was
when
my
the
thing.
Shimotsukis went to the East Blue.
Yeah, so that was my thing. The born in the West Blue, I tied that directly to Ryuma, and that he was born outside of Wano because we saw him traveling the world at some point, potentially before he settled on Wano.
Yeah.
And in the Monsters one shot, and then he gets to Wano and becomes Wano's like guy. I don't know what their policies were back then in Ryuma's time. It's hard to say.
But it sounds like he founded Wano, right?
I don't remember if they said he founded it or not. But either way, if he founded it, that's more proof that he wasn't born there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like if I get to Wano at some point and I make that my home and I become the legendary figure there, I'll be respected as a sword god, but I don't have to have been born there in that space. And that's why I said the whole thing is like the main shrine inside is probably where Ryuma's body was and got stolen from. But the rest of it is just the Shimotsuki like shrine. Like for the whole clan. Which is why there's so many swords there.
So my question is, do you think that they just put Yakuza bosses of their regions with the daimyos themselves, but it's like
if there's respect there,
that's what I'm saying.
So
like
it could be Silver Axe, like he could be a Shimotsuki or like one of the Yakuza bosses that have been buried out of respect. Because even in my theory, I put like distinguished names. They didn't have to all be daimyos. Yeah, you know, it could just be the people who set themselves apart as a Shimotsuki in their time. So. Could be Silver. They could both be there, bro.
You know what it is too? It's because like, for example, too, I wanted to mention this, but I didn't. Yo, the Yakuza bosses, when they first showed up in Wano, if you ever saw, they deeply respected Hyoguro. Yeah. Like if something happened to him, they were like, yo, don't like you're not like they like Ocho held Luffy down with the rest of the Yakuza bosses when Luffy was like disrespecting him for I think it was disrespecting. It was something around Hyoguro, right? They thought he was in danger because of Luffy and they put Luffy on the ground, right? They held him on the ground. When you look at the cover story, she's the only one on her knees, and in Japan that's showing like a deeper respect. So for me, I'm like, nah, that's a Yakuza boss.
It could
you know
be.
what I'm saying?
It could be.
Like, why would Oda hide Ushimaru? Because we can't see the grave or the name.
That's why I was saying Yamato. It's personal for Yamato. She's now finding out who it is. But maybe it would have been better if Oda just told us that she was now finding out who it was. But we could get that next chapter. I don't know. But to me, I want it to be something that means something to her. And if it's somebody like who's if it is Silver Axe, that doesn't mean anything for Yamato as a character.
But that's where it fits in, where it's like she got pointed to the grave. She wasn't necessarily told it was Ushimaru or like met somebody of Ushimaru. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It could just be
where she could have been like, oh my god, I want to go visit this grave.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's the thing, because she doesn't know their names.
I do like the Ushimaru one better, though.
Like, she doesn't know their names, so it's like she would have to be pointed in the direction. She can't be, I want to find Ushimaru Shimotsuki, because she doesn't know his name. It's so-and-so to her.
Bro. You've been catching some W's lately, so I'm going to sit here and be like, yo, you might be right. I'm gonna just give it the set, bro.
If you don't
I gotta ride the wave, bro. I got to, bro. When it's
Alright.
there, you gotta ride it. Pause. That was crazy.
That was crazy.
That was crazy. All right. Anyway,
I was gonna say, I actually, it just hit me. I think wording wise, I think Ryuma created Wano. I think that's what. Even though we got found, I think he created it.
Nah, I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so because Wano was involved with the ancient kingdom to create the poneglyphs. That was 800 and 900 years ago. But it's stated like centuries ago, but not during the Void Century is when Ryuma lived. In my opinion, he probably lived like 400 to 500 years ago, which is way longer after the Void Century happened. And Wano existed back then. I think they even existed before then.
Oda could retcon Ryuma however he wants at this point. He's giving us nothing.
Yeah,
really.
he's giving us nothing.
So he could be like, yo,
true.
Ryuma was Joy Boy's right hand, bro. He's his Zoro.
Bro.
Like, we don't know at this point.
That's true.
So,
all right. Let's read 4 super chats, and then we'll get back into it.
all right. We got another 2 from Alex Perez. It says, will Panda Man ever debut in the story and not hide? I don't know how I feel about it.
No.
Yeah,
He's not doing it.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's not doing it.
Another 39 months at Yonko status, our highest tier of membership from our guy Twilight. It says, much love to all you boys as always, continuing to be the light for this amazing community.
Oh, thank you.
Hashtag CD Larry, hashtag Sims for Seb, hashtag Milkman Law, hashtag Lino isn't real, hashtag Marv the Goat, hashtag Shirts Off for Shin, hashtag Larry Tax paid for the month. Thank you, Twilight.
Yo, you know what I decided to do? You know all of our sayings? Like all the things that's like spoken about us, like Lawrence being a milkman, Marv D. Goat, and
You're gonna
stuff
make
like that.
shirts on that?
I'm gonna make shirts around those epithets.
I'm gonna get a Larry Tax shirt. I feel like that's
It's gonna be so good. I have so many good ideas of drawings. I just need somebody to help me draw them.
okay.
Yeah.
Look out for that, y'all. Another 2 from Wise Life. It says, any chance we get all 3 Monkey D's moment? Hashtag BBC.
Yeah.
I'd like that. Another 12 months at Knock'em status from Kirby. It says, happy Monday, topped. Old Man Garp versus Dofi. Who wins? Garp.
Yeah,
Yeah, bro. What you talking about?
Yeah, bro.
I love Dofi, but we wild. Another 5 from Kirby. It says, Dofi clipped his pops just to call an alcoholic fish daddy. Hashtag he's just the errand boy. Hashtag run
Yeah,
to the
you guys,
store for
bro.
me, Dofi. Hashtag we hate Dofi gang. Why'd you make me read all that, Kirby? Why you make me read that? Why you make me read that? Another 70s R from OPB. How do you guys think Oda will portray characters like Shanks and Mihawk in terms of durability, endurance, stamina, seeing as they are only humans with no devil fruits compared to someone like Kaido? Okay,
They're gonna be blocking.
Yeah, they're going to be blocking most of the attacks.
They're gonna be blocking.
And I think it's going to be a showcase of sheer will in those standards, like situations where like they're going to push through things that would normally take out a human or a regular human, and showcase that Haki conquers all. You know what I'm saying? Like it's good. There's other ways to immune Haki, right? Like not just I'm stronger than you or my armament this or that. Like you can use your will to fight through pain. To push through your endurance problems. Like you've seen Luffy do it. We've seen Doflamingo do it even, ironically. So yeah.
All right.
I do want to add though. Just I know a lot of people go to like, all right, we have the freaking natures, obviously they're durable, and then we have the people who have abilities, they're durable. But remember, we have people, example, who's shown crazy durability like Zoro, who's not necessarily introduced the show as a freak in nature, crazy lineage, as in like the crazy durable, or even no ability. So we see what he's able to do, and then also too, even you want to go by like Doflamingo. To me, I still don't know how, but I remember when Baby 5 rolled up point blank to his face and shot a freaking cannon.
He was chilling
at his face, point blank, and he even bothered to block it. Nothing. He just continued on the phone.
He might have used hockey to block it.
Yeah,
even if so, if that,
it
blew him back, and he didn't even stop his conversation. He stopped. He
the Den Mushi was good. He was still on the phone.
So these are people like this is someone who also he has an ability, but ability that doesn't grant him crazy durability or any durability at all. Right. So One Piece, me and Lano made up this term, One Piece taken abilities. This goes for people in the show just in general without the extra stuff. They're truly terrible. So if we're going level of Mihawk and Shanks, they're going to be crazy durable to that. At least that.
I do want y'all to know when Lauren says that they made up this term, they mean it because when I was catching up in One Piece, I would ask them, how did he survive that? And that would just be their answer, and I would get so mad. I would be like, Usopp should be dead. Like, what are you talking about? They're like, One Piece tanking ability. I don't know what to tell you. I used to be like, I'm supposed to just accept that? Yeah, I've accepted it. It's just the answer.
All right, let's move on. All right, let's go into the actual chapter. If you haven't liked the video yet, please like the video. We're trying to hit 2,000 likes. All right, the chapter opens at M. Bazel International Charity Sanctuary. We hear someone celebrating after emptying out a vault. Wang Shi appears, speaking into a Den Mushi, saying they've done a good job and secured the goods. He orders his fellow Rocks pirates who are hauling treasure to pull out. The leader of the charity sanctuary pleads with them not to steal everything, claiming the treasure is meant for hungry children. Big Mom calls him a liar, pointing out that the money in the vault was covered in dust. Suddenly, Wang Shi gets another call on the Den Mushi. A crewmate asks him to wait, saying they need the lift lowered one more time because they're still trapped below. Wang Shi mocks them for whining and tells Shiki to handle it. Instead, Shiki remembers the ones underground, tosses a bomb into the hole, and laughs, saying, "So long, suckers!" The one trapped below turns out to be Kaido and Whitebeard. They notice the bomb, confused for a moment before it explodes. Shiki laughs hysterically, covering his ears, saying there's even more treasure for them now. The sanctuary leader curses the Rocks pirates, revealing that they know all about his immoral practices. He orders his men to stop the pirates from escaping. Iron bars slam down in front of Stussy and Big Mom. Big Mom tells Stussy to move so she can smash them, but suddenly she feels something shift. The next panel shows the ocean itself rising and crashing violently. Whitebeard has unleashed Shima Urashi, causing the ground beneath everyone to collapse. Big Mom and Stussy lose their footing, as do Barbell and Wang Shi. In the aftermath, Kaido and Whitebeard stand tall. Kaido, impressed and jealous of Whitebeard's power, declares he wants a devil fruit too. Whitebeard warns him to be careful since a devil fruit is a burden for life. Kyo demands to know who tried to bury him alive. Wang Shi, with a lump on his head, points at Shiki, who is flying above them. Kyo yells at Shiki, but Shiki plays innocent, acting like he was only worried about him. Rocks then roars at his crew to move faster. Shiki and Kyo begin fighting, but Rocks cuts them off, reminding them to protect the treasure. Ganzui assures him it's safe, but then Captain John calls out, telling Rocks to look at the sea. The Rocks pirates realize they're surrounded by the Navy. Rocks laughs, saying they're in real trouble. He first orders the crew to stop fighting and hit the waves, but then changes his mind, telling them instead to sink the enemy and steal their loot. Whitebeard becomes annoyed. The narration reveals that just within 2 years of their founding, the Rocks pirates were responsible for 16 recorded raids, 76 sunken ships, 14 ports reduced to ashes, 5 towns completely leveled, the downfall of a kingdom, 3 special violations of Article 18 of world law, and 25 crimes so severe they were covered up entirely. Though the future pirate king, Goldie Roger, also sailed the seas during this time, these few years of chaos are remembered as nothing less than the era of Rocks. What did you guys think of this chapter's beginning? Starting with Seb.
I really enjoyed the entire opening of this chapter. It had my mind running and racing. I really thought it was dope. Shiki, had me cracking up when he threw that bomb down there. I was like, bro, these dudes are terrible. Oh yeah, I forgot about them. So long, suckers. Like, come on, bro. That's too funny. I just love seeing the Rocks Pirates interact. Like,
Yeah,
I love
same.
them in action. Like, they're stealing from the Foot Colony. I like that they're supposed to be the bad guys, but like these people were ripping off orphan children, like poor children and stuff. Like you know, like they always try to make it seem.
What about the orphans?
Yeah, they try to make it seem like the pirates are the bad guys, right? Like they look at Rocks as the villain, but like, is he the villain? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I really like seeing Rocks and Captain John chilling on the shore rumble like that. I thought that was cool. Shiki versus Silver Axe. I was cracking up. I do want to think, so with Whitebeard using the devil fruit, did he recently eat the fruit? Like, is it something he just recently got?
Yeah.
That popped in my mind. Since Whitebeard already has it here, I think that confirms that this isn't one of the 2 devil fruits that Rocks was referencing last chapter. I think there was a conversation about that. It makes Blackbeard's 2 fruit situation a little bit more interesting to me, because at least one of these fruits isn't the one Rocks was referring to when he said he wanted 2 fruits. Who knows if either of them are?
Depends. You may be right, but there's a 1% chance that, like Harold, he would rather have this person eat the fruit so they can unlock something he can't.
Okay. So you're saying he targeted the fruit. He never said it was for him. He was just saying, I want these fruits, and then Whitebeard would be somebody he would trust to eat it for him. Okay.
Or Whitebeard had the fruit, and he went after Whitebeard and acquired him.
But that's what I'm saying. But he mentioned the 2 fruits that he wants while Whitebeard's already on the ship.
Oh, you're
You know what
right.
I'm saying?
Oh, you're right. So he already knew he had it. All right, never mind.
Well, I don't know.
No, you're
You know what
right.
I'm saying?
No, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
Kaido being jealous of Whitebeard's abilities is really funny to me. I like that little mini brother dynamic that they have. Like, it's pretty cool to me. Some context here, like, as strong as Rocks Pirates are at this point of the story, I thought Big Mom and them losing their footing when Whitebeard did the quake was hilarious. And like, I thought back to like the admirals at Marineford when Whitebeard was using the quake. They were like still standing, no problem. So I was like, I don't know if I'm supposed to scale like this. Like, this is like the dumb scaling that I'll do. But I don't think, to me, like, this isn't prime Big Mom. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I thought. I'm like, yo, she's falling from like quakes. Like, that's not Big Mom. She would just use her devil fruit to do whatever at that point. You know? But, you know, I just thought back to the Admiral standing tall there. Some baby Admiral agenda today. Whitebeard's suspicion about the plan being leaked, I don't think Oda would include that, or the location being leaked. I don't think Oda would include that for no reason. I have a full traitor theory breakdown for the end of this episode. Larry's looking perplexed, so I don't know if you peeped that. But Whitebeard says, so
Whitebeard says that when?
Yeah, he says, it's too soon, where they tipped off.
Yeah.
Right here. Yeah.
What page?
The one where Rox is standing on with the short.
Right above, which is sink 'em all.
Right after that. Like one more. Yeah. Right there.
It's too soon. Where they tipped off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the Navy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I have a Rox Pirates trader theory. I need the end of the chapter to come for me to go deep into it.
Do it at the end of it.
I'll do it at the end of the chapter.
Yeah.
I mentioned the Captain John dynamics or whatever, the Rox and John. There was some conversation in the Discord as to whether, like, who the Rox Pirates' right hand is, like who the right hand is. People were saying it's John. They saw there was like a similar panel of Kid and Killer, and I was like, I like it as a thought process. There's been people were running crazy with Captain John being Kid's dad. I don't know if I believe all that, but like nepotism piece is here, so we'll see. I would like it if Captain John was Rox's right hand. I think that was cool. I love that they're getting into the records. Mm-hmm. Like I want to see what's Luffy's record, right? Like what would that stat sheet be for the Straw Hats? Like they did it with Kaido. He sunk so many ships and they tried to hang him so many times, et cetera, et cetera. I would love for Oda to continue to do that with like other great pirates. Like doing it with Rox. I want to see the Straw Hats record. I want to see Shanks' record. Mm-hmm. I want to see Shiki's record. I want to see Whitebeard's record. I want to see Roger's record. I want to see everybody's record. Like what is the thing that had the world government like, yo, F this dude, bruh? Like I want to see that. I would love to see more of that.
Straw Hat's gonna have one covered up. The crocodile.
They're not even gonna have Sky Island on there.
Oh, it never happened.
Yeah,
it was filler.
They're not gonna have Mori on there either, technically, because they didn't let the world know that.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't.
No.
They said Mori was defeated though. Did they say by who?
No.
I don't remember.
I don't even think they said no. They didn't tell the world he was defeated.
They just raised Luffy's bounty, but they didn't give him credit. They didn't give him the.
Oh yeah, because he stayed at Shichibukai.
Yeah.
You're right. Oh, so 2.
Yeah.
And then the Charlos thing.
You can't cover that up.
Yeah, you can't cover that up. So they got 2 under their belt that's covered.
But I would love to see more of that. People were like adding me about like it being Rox's era, and I'm like, yeah, I've said that. Like I feel like the era before Roger became the guy was Rox's era. I feel like that's been like consensus in the community. I don't know. People were like L Seb. I was like, what?
No, that's not technically an L.
I don't know. I like the Rox had like a hockey blast cannonball that he did there. Like I don't know if he just swung and like
I'm a mention sign and we gotta talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But I don't know. I really liked that whole opening of the chapter. I thought it was great. I wanted more of it. Like when we went past it, I was like, yo, go back. Like I want more Rox Pirates.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But that's it for me.
I can't wait to ask Lawrence too. This is so funny. Lawrence, go.
Oh, it's gonna be petty in here. I can feel it. I can feel it.
So I actually wanted to bring out. I thought it was very interesting because Sebastian, you kind of alluded to it at least a little bit, right? About like how the whole thing was like everyone's before we got Rox, they're painting what picture are we gonna get? We see a bad guy, then we're like, we don't know he's a bad guy or whatever, right? But seeing more of it, and I think he's been tied to it like later on, right? We see we get the record of how many raids that they're doing or stuff like that, but we kind of get a sense of who they may be targeting, right? And we see he's targeting the world government. But I notice, if you want to count these people as civilians, fine, go ahead, like I would too. Right, but we all see the type of work these civilians, so-called, are doing. They're kind of evil. They're ripping off goodwill people, trying to donate to like orphan children, kids who need
literally
it.
children.
Yeah,
there's children.
Yo, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. And it's like, and that's right. Like,
but the worst part about them stealing money from these kids is that these children is orphans.
You know, and
orphans don't have parents.
Exactly. And then how he's like, they're onto us. Like, damn, how evil are you guys? You have this mountain of treasure going on. Just sitting here running your own pockets, and you're just receiving donuts. Oh, this is for this charity. Yeah, I'll take it. You know, what we see that the Rox Pirates could be targeting more people like this. That takes away for like a little bit of like how evil that they may be betrayed to be by like the world government or so. You know, because we don't know exactly who they're targeting, but we know that these are targeting these people, right? To me, it makes more sense of painting that picture of like, because people always question why would Whitebeard follow someone who's just gonna do evil stuff like that, because that's not really his dynamic, you know? But we see that they're not necessarily targeting people who are not evil or not in the game themselves, right? So that puts that different light on that one, right? And pretty much, and then, so this whole dynamic with Wan Shi, me and Lana were talking about a little bit, and I'm not gonna lie, it made Wan Shi seem less strong.
Oh, man.
That's what we have to go, because not only because like Shiki, right? Because like, all right, him and Shiki were plotting to take out other crew members, right? And so he was like, "Yo, Shiki, don't forget about them." He goes, "Oh yeah, I forgot," right? But then when it came down to it, when Wan Shi was confronted, he's just like, "It was Shiki. It wasn't me."
Yo, he also has like a little bump on his head.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like,
he
fell, bro.
But Shiki's just like, "Huh? Me? Oh, hey, you're alive. You survived it, bro. Like, you know."
I was so worried.
Yeah, I was so worried. So it was like, well, Wan Shi kind of like used him as a scapegoat. Shanky was just like, necessarily didn't own up to it, but he didn't deny it either. He's just like, hey, look who's alive, you know?
I also love that, like, Whitebeard and Kaido are clearly just chilling. Like, it didn't affect them at all. Well, like, Silverax's like, hey, man.
Yo, when I saw that, I was just dying. Because they're like, after you just got the whole bomb went off, they come out unscathed, right? Yo, I'm so jealous of the ability you just used right now. Oh, you want one? You gotta be careful. And then while they're like unscathed, chatting it up, Kyo's like, yo, who tried to bury me alive? Leave me. I was dying, bro. It's just like, of course, Whitebeard and Kaido will come up unscathed. He's like, and they don't even seem bothered by it. It's like kind of like
they expected it.
Yeah, they expected it. Well, Wan Shi's like, now this is beef. Now I'm gonna take you out, whoever did this. So that had me dying, right? And the other thing I wanted to bring out was hold on. Right, yeah. I don't believe we're going to like the Captain John being his right hand man, because like, you know, he pointed out the Navy to them. To me, I don't see Captain John being that level to be Rox's right hand man. I actually don't believe Rox in a way, runs the crew where he has a right-hand man.
Okay.
You know? I think it's just like we all joined here and we're all running our agenda to doing this. So I think like his dynamic of the crew is different. Because like most of the crews that have a right-hand man is the crews that we see is more like not necessarily, but more like the Roger, the Luffy, you know, like those dynamic crews. Because like it's I don't know. It has to be something. It has to be different because, like, to me, it's like someone has to be usually really trusted and like your best friend, your comrade, someone you would give this title to or whatever, you know. So I don't believe they're run that way. Why when Manga was here, they was tripping. Of all the Marines you could have said to the
wasn't
Rocks,
Manga?
that looks like him.
Is that Manga?
That looks like him to me. Am I tripping? It might be
a little young, man.
It
I
might
don't think
be.
it's Manga, bro.
But that looked like him. I was like, bro.
It does look like
that's
Momoga.
not
I was like, get
Manga,
this dude
bro.
out of here. Like,
That's not
I was
Manga,
like,
bro.
what?
Manga get packed, bro.
Yo, it worked. I was like, because
How old is
strength-wise,
Momoga, bro?
he's probably got to be like a captain level dude. You know, at the max.
Well, we've seen later that they sent random Marine fodder after Roger. It's really a lot of times it just be to inconvenience them, yo.
To me, in that situation,
He's 48.
Yeah, nah, it's fine.
It can't be him. He'd be 4 years old.
Yeah, okay.
It could be his dad.
It might be his dad because that looks so much like him. Is crazy. And to me, when you come to this situation, like we see these no-name Marines going after Roger, these no-name Marines going after Rocks, it's like at this stage and level, and you see the night already, maybe you have this clout about yourself. But at this time, y'all should be, if you see them, you kind of track them, pin their location, and call for reinforcements. For like, you know what I'm saying? For like the Garps, the Sengokus, the Kongs, whatever. Because what are you gonna do? Do you really think you're gonna like take these two guys out? Like, come on, man, right? So, and this goes into like I love the switch up because it's funny that we see in both different situations. Roger do the same thing, and we see Rocks do the same thing. It's like, now we're going to head out. And then it's like, the Navy's here. No, we crashing out. It's like, forget all it. It's like, you know, it had me dying because both of them was like, no, let's just attack them. So they both did it. That made me laugh. One was like, you know, because he knew that Garp was there. And this was like, nah, let's just take all their money. Like, they got to be loaded. They're Marines, you know? Take what we have, right? So it showed, like, again, similar with the Blackbeard, but I see more so with the Rocks, that every opportunity this dude Rock sees, he tries to seize it. Like, he doesn't let opportunities pass him by. You know? Where Blackbeard could let it do it because of, like, reasons where, like, he doesn't think he's up to doing it or strength-wise or this might be too much. Rock's just like, why not? Like,
well,
you know, I'm here.
Well,
you know?
We got one example.
But
that flower room, a little different. But I feel you.
Yeah. But anyway, right? And then this, one thing I want to bring out before I'm about two last things, then I'm going to let Larry go. Right? One thing is like we get the whole, like Sebastian, you mentioned the whole raids and history about Glue. I agree with you. I want to see more everyone's stack record of what they achieved, what they did. I would like even more in depth, even like for example the battles of one-on-ones or whatever. But even also like this category, right? But I do want to point out, and I did read, right, just comparing because comparing what the crew did, right, because it mentions that they took down a kingdom, right? What do you guys? Rate-wise, like I guess, what is the difference between a nation or a kingdom? You think they're the same thing, or one's greater than the other?
I think they're the same.
Nation and a
Personally.
kingdom?
I think, I don't know how to explain this. I was going to say, I believe, and I don't even know if it's true, but I was going to say I think the kingdoms are ones that are aligned with the world government. A nation could just be a nation.
Yep.
But I don't.
That's my same thought process.
Yeah, because I like,
Okay.
isn't the Hapo Navy a nation? Like, they're not connected to the. Are they? Yeah, no, they were at the reverie. Or am I tripping? The Asai was representing the Hapo Navy at the reverie. So, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's just different times. But that was my original thought. But I don't know if that's right.
So, but what about a country and a kingdom? Because, like, for example, Wano's called the Wano country, and then you have like.
I think it's just the way your kingdom is set up. Bases what its name is going to be. Like Wano country has a bunch of little nations that are united together, right?
Right.
So for me, it's like, it's just how your nation is set up, how your kingdom is set up. The same way, like you have a monarch, but you have a king.
Yeah, so
You know what I'm saying? It's the
Dress-
same thing.
What is Dressrosa? A country or a kingdom?
I think it's a kingdom.
Because
It's a
there's,
kingdom.
there's a series of islands technically, right? There's Greenbit, there's Dressrosa's main island, and there's like other outskirts islands that are a part of Dressrosa. Alabasta is also a kingdom, right? And it had several islands connected to it as far as like Alubarna or cities, like major cities, etc. So like maybe it needs to have the secondary.
I think the affiliated one fits the most, though.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I do, in my opinion.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe it's the way the structure. Like if you have a king, you're a kingdom. If you don't, you're a country. Like it's you give a monarch, you have some other form of leadership there. I don't know. I really don't know.
No, I agree. I just what I thought for like I felt like the nation and the kingdom were the same. I felt a country was a little bigger, like it has more more smaller.
People gonna be cooking us that know history, bro.
I'm totally better than.
Well, I'm talking about mostly in the One Piece world.
Yeah.
Mostly in the One Piece universe. And I thought like the country was more because it has more than just more I guess islands or whatever lands connected to it, or to make it a country.
Yeah.
You know. But the reason I bring that up, right, is because just pointing out too, because we see that the Rocks pirates did this and that, right, and one of them they took down a kingdom, brought a kingdom to ruin, right? Mm-hmm. We bring it out because like in chapter 588, right, and this is during the flashback of Luffy and Ace, right? It's mentioned about Roger, right, and what like his fierocity would do, right, and it says right at times like that Roger can be as fierce as a demon. And one time he destroyed the entire army of a nation.
Yeah.
Right? Just because they talked bad about his friend. Right? So it's showing like the level that they were at. What I do want to point out is just like Roger is set to do this by himself. Right? And they're still reading the doings of what the entire Rocks Pirates did together. Right? So yeah, I wanted to like pretty much bring that to attention. Because what Roger's strength is supposed to be like, he could take on an entire kingdom by himself, And the other thing I want to bring out was, so this actually reminded me, the picture we have where Rocks is like, I guess, Conqueror's Hawking just taking out a ship, sending like a Conqueror's or hockey ball in a way with his blade to a ship. Remind me of the thing we talked about, the whole discussion we had about, when the ship's surrounding somebody, right? And we got into like, all right. You remember what we were talking about? Yeah. So
it was such a ridiculous combo.
I know.
So ridiculous.
So I remember it was like for example, how we understood it, right? Is that like can someone just take out a bunch of ships at one shot, or it'll be a focused one and focused on the other, right? So for this lineup, to me, I'm not saying this answers the question, but going to like what Rock's able to do, because I believe he took this ship out by himself. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't like a line of ships he just took out back to back to back. It was one that he focused his power on and took that one out in a singular attack.
It's a battleship too.
Yeah, it is a battleship. Yeah. So
it's funny. I thought of that in the moment when I read it because I was on the side of like you can't just swing your sword and take out like 12 ships like this. But like at the same time, I wouldn't be shocked if Rocks did it. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, maybe I'm tripping. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Yeah, but besides that, I'm done. So, yeah.
All right. My time. All right. Before anything else, I've got to say, Oda showing us the Rocks Pirates' crew dynamic is amazing. I haven't felt this kind of energy since pre-time skip Straw Hats. I mean, seeing them actually act like a crew clashing and scheming together is peak One Piece. Wang Shi leading the heist while secretly plotting with Shiki to take out Whitebeard and Kaido was hilarious, bro. Especially when the brutes flipped it back with Whitebeard literally leveling this sanctuary. Wang Shi dodging blame and throwing Shiki under the bus? Yo, comedy gold. Kaido being fascinated by Whitebeard's power, Shiki and Kyo's rivalry giving Zoro and Sanji vibes, and Captain John pulling up like Rocks' advisor. All of it made the crew feel real. Like legitimately real. Mm-hmm. Rocks yelling orders while Whitebeard looked annoyed because of it. Like, it looked great. Honestly, the Rocks Pirates might be the most fun crew outside the Straw Hats right now. And I just want more time sailing with them. The same way Sebastian wants more of what this beginning of the chapter brings. Now, let's discuss Whitebeard and how he had his devil fruit. all the way back with the Rocks Pirates, which means by Marineford, he had been using it for over 40 years. We've had endless debates on this show about Whitebeard under rocks. Some said he probably didn't have his fruit yet. Others said he most likely wasn't near his peak. Or the classic, Whitebeard didn't follow rocks because rocks couldn't possibly put him down. Every excuse imaginable just to explain why Whitebeard wouldn't accept rocks as his captain. But now we know better. The future world's strongest man, even though we don't know where his prime was, it was closer to his prime than people thought. He even pulled off Shima Yurashi, the same move he later used at Marineford. That doesn't sound like some unripe rookie to me. And sure, Shwebby-chan's cult of 1% believers will always exist. And honestly, let them. One Piece needs them. We need Seb. They keep the debate spicy. But for the 99% of us living in reality, when Rocks gave the order,
oh God,
Whitebeard might have grumbled. Whitebeard might have barked back a few times, but he still obeyed. Like the good Titanic commander he just might have been, since he was in that hole next to Rocks' apprentice, Kaido, and not standing side by side to Rocks during the heist. To add the cherry on top, let's not forget, during chapter 1049, when Rocks wanted to meet Kaido 44 years ago, Whitebeard was the one who relayed Rocks' message and wanted to know what Kaido thought of the invitation. Shout out to Whitebeard.
shout out to Whitebeard.
Now, gentlemen, I do have a question for both of you.
Talk to me.
Do you think Kaido is actually satisfied with the devil fruit he ended up with? I mean, after hearing how fascinated he was by Whitebeard's fruit and then seeing it in action, do you think maybe he felt like his own wasn't what he expected? Almost like he got stuck with a burden for life. Kind of like what Whitebeard said about devil fruits in general. Maybe that's why we never saw Kaido with an awakened form?
I didn't think that in the moment. I would say Kaido's satisfied with his fruit. It lets him do so much. And he took it so far. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he was dominant with it. I don't think Kaido regrets his fruit. But at the same time, like, I could see Oda putting that in there to be a reason why Kaido didn't awaken or something. But, like, I think Kaido was awakened.
Same.
So it's like, I'd have to entertain that thought process more heavily than I do right now to get to that secondary thought process. But I don't know. I don't know. What do you think? Well, I'm really
actually, when I heard that too, I thought about it too. Like, but for what I can tell, the Reddit research that we see that he possibly got the fruit at God Valley, right? I don't know how much information they knew about it, but it seemed that they knew enough of what type of fruit this was because Big Mom had it in her hand, right? Why she gave it to Rocks, we don't really. I guess they worked out a deal, whatever, right? But I think it could be similar. Kaido's like, oh, dragons are cool. I definitely want that, you know. But I kind of feel like he was satisfied with his ability, right? That he wanted. Would he have, if he had the chance to choose at the time? All right, if he knowing what he knows, Whitebeard's or his dragon fruit. I'm not sure.
Which would you rather have?
Whitebeard's fruit.
I know I'm the Gura guy. I like the ability to fly.
I can fly with pushing my foot against the air.
You gotta like crack the air for that. You gotta do a lot of damage just to fly. Like I can just fly.
I've faced many CP agents who know Geppo, bro.
Yo, I gotta learn that. Who's teaching me Geppo? I can naturally just fly.
If Luffy's as dumb as he is and learned Geppo with Gear 2,
bro, Luffy's basically cheating. Luffy has a broken god fruit, bro.
So what? Right. I'm with some of the strongest people in the verse. 24/7.
Kaido has like 6 devil fruits in one.
I feel you.
I don't know. I might go to the dragon fruit, man. But I'm a dragon.
But the Gora put down a Kainu, bro.
Listen, I'm a Gura guy too. I just don't think it's as convenient as I would like it to be in my
There's more
day-to-day
utilities.
life. Yeah, I can do a lot with the dragon fruit. I can destroy a lot with the Garp fruit.
It adds a lot because it makes you like crazy durable. You could fly. You could projectiles. You could make things fly.
Right.
Bro.
So it's a lot you could do. To me, that's going by Wakanda. I believe he was heavily satisfied with it too because like he just be chilling in his dragon form for like no reason at all.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna get drunk and just fly around as a dragon. Like that's kind of what's starting to do it.
Dragon, rock the dragon ball.
That's this ringtone he had in his head while he just flying.
All right. The next thing I want to bring up is Rox himself. You know, kind of like how we originally thought Harold was a traitor to Elbaf, but the story has been showing us something different, I believe. I'm starting to feel the same way about Rox. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think Rox was a good guy. But the more I look at his actions, the more it feels like he wasn't just another pirate. He seemed more like someone who refused to accept how unfair the world really is. Think about it. When he went to Mary Joa, he didn't cut down civilians along the way. He wasn't even said to have taken the lives of the kings he kidnapped. Instead, he went straight for the head of the world, the celestial dragons, to Emu. On his way out, he fought an admiral, which makes sense because admirals are the world government's strongest weapon against the people and protects the celestial dragons, right? Then you got moments like when he clashes with a giant who's literally on fire, and instead of having Harold forfeit his life, Rox helps him out. Or how he targeted ships carrying heavenly tributes, which is basically a tax that plunges kingdoms affiliated with the world government into poverty. He even destroyed a gate of justice. Those are moves aimed directly at the world government's corruption, not innocent people. And even on the pirating side, he wasn't just using brute force, he used games to gain advantages, and more often than that, he gave people a choice, like Harold. Instead of just crushing them, he invited them to join. He'd even let Harold eat a devil fruit to achieve something he couldn't. Not because Rox had to, but because Harold was his friend. When you piece all of it together, you start to see something different. His dream of building a pirate paradise wasn't just for selfishness. It was a giant middle finger to the Navy and the world government. His goal was to end the reign of the Holy Land. Now, compared to other big names, we know, in some ways, he's what Luffy might become, what we hoped Blackbeard would be, and the kind of bold direct action we wish Dragon would take. He knew how to lead the strongest people. He defended his friends even when they weren't around. And he only stole from the corrupt. At the end of the day, I don't see a one-dimensional villain. I see a man with his own code of morality, someone chasing justice on his terms, refusing to be shackled by prophecy. And even if he couldn't finish what he started, he knew someone else eventually would. Hence why he stole from the sanctuary, because they're corrupt.
I like it.
Right?
I mean, yeah, listen, we've been told that Rox was a villain, but the people who told us that are the winners of the Rox situation.
Yeah.
They're the Marines, the world government. These guys are not... What's the word I'm looking for? They're not... Dang, there's a word that explains this. Reliable narrators. Mm-hmm. Or it's like reliable... There's a word for it, but do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're not...
Sources?
Yeah, they're not like a trustworthy source of information. They're biased. They're people who are like, yo, get Rox out of here. Yeah. As we see in this chapter. We'll see a little later.
They're always going to paint their better agenda for themselves.
Yeah, I don't know that the world government is a reliable narrator for how we're supposed to perceive Rox.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So. They did the same thing with Gold Roger, you know?
No.
They're literally doing the same thing with Luffy right now.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so I really want to know what Lawrence thinks about this.
Okay. I'll sit back. Y'all do y'all.
All right, I know I'm a Rox fan. I know I probably sound like I'm glazing him heavy right now. But tell me if I'm bugging everybody. When Rox attacked the Navy with that hockey-infused sword swing, did he just bend space itself? Like, are we actually seeing reality distort from his haki? Because to me, if you looked like everything, because to me, it looked like everything was folding in on itself.
Yeah.
Almost like he created a black hole with that strike. Why else would everything be distorted like that?
I didn't get that.
Do you see it though now?
What you're saying
No,
now.
I saw before,
I thought it was
but I
just
didn't
supposed
think
to be
that.
damaged.
But I thought like no, because if you look
I
even
just saw
outside
damage.
it, like look over here.
Like actually look at the panel.
Yeah.
The ship is it's folding in on itself. Am I bugging?
Well, they're on the ocean. To me, I just looked at that as damage and there's a ship on the ocean swaying. But that was me. I didn't think. Hey, man.
Right? You seeing it now, right? Yo, because put it this way. If you look at the other panels, it doesn't look like things are distorted the way it is. Right? Like a ship can literally have its helm going up.
Yeah.
This literally has the mast. Like the mast is bending inwards. Like the ship itself is curving to his hockey blast. We've never seen that.
Not without the Gura, essentially. Like that's Gura stuff.
But honestly, if you think about it, right? Tiny Note is like we didn't see enough of it. But remember when Shanks omitted his conquerors, right? How was breaking the ship?
It started warping.
Yeah, it looked weird how the ship broke, but we saw like a tiny, like not really much of it. It was like we just see it kind of crack. But now we're seeing more of a focus thing where it's just like it's doing something inside. But I'm not gonna lie, you know me. I'm not about nerfing nobody. Right? I'm not
No, unless it's a jacket from.
Yeah,
unless it's a jacket.
Yeah,
Unless it's a
bro.
down
You
for
can't
your
jacket
life.
around the world, bro.
Okay. To me, I was like, it didn't make sense to me. Like, 'cause it's supposed to be
I don't know why it doesn't make sense.
No, because like
but
around people, and I'm thinking the world, how can you? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, what I'm going at is that like, because what I know is in One Piece, the ability wise, and what we see with hockey with the new stuff, and abilities wise, it seems like they're so open, you get so creative with it. But now we're seeing, and I'm going to use Emu for example, but what we're seeing is that as long as you are able to imagine it and you have more time with it, and like you could take out a negative effect on you, you could kind of do almost anything with your hockey or even an ability. Like real quick, I know you guys talked about the laws ability wise, but we saw him add a little bit of Curlzone's ability into it, right? But if you think about it, the way Law's ability works, creating these rooms and these circles, what if he could kind of do something like with Akuma's ability, like repel something or take something out? Because we can't see him taking out or switching out hearts and minds or whatever. What if he could just do that with damage, kind of like Kuma's, or even create his own little thing with like, the quaking, with that. So with that in mind, now we see Emu, whatever he's doing with his hockey. So another thing is if you could kind of somehow, like, we've seen how what Will's able to like you do in the show, you could almost do anything as long as you have that time and the strength to do it. So I wouldn't doubt that like he's actually doing something with cracking space and time or whatever with ability once you kind of get to that certain level, right?
Yeah, bro.
So
I'm thinking like, yo, if this is possible, bro, we haven't seen anything act like this. Like, and this is what I be talking about. Like, you can use a sword, but it's just to utilize your hockey. And if like, do you think Mihawk can do stuff like that? Like, can he send a hockey blast like that and like curve like space?
Honestly, I think mostly people always talk about because he's supposed to be the strongest. Mihawk, I believe, is really just sword play. Just think of sword skill, right? Like hockey, whatever wise, he's gonna be up there. But Mihawk is mainly known for his sword mastery, his sword skill.
Lawrence, you don't be in the community, bro. You don't be in the community. If you use words like that, they'll say, "Well, it doesn't call him the world's skilliest swordsman." That's what they say.
What do you think? What do you think swordsman is? The swordsman itself points to skill.
Listen, bro.
Whatever. Anyway, but go ahead.
Yo, this is a major upscale though. Like if he's doing stuff like this, like yo, I thought we knew what we were getting into, but like clearly we don't, bro.
You know what's wild is these dudes took that contact head on, like face, like these dudes right here, they got cracked, bruh. They right there, like, yeah.
Yeah, bro. Those two dudes are like having the same effect that
his face.
Oh no.
You see
so
that?
It looks to me like one of the dudes are passing out, the other dude is just in pure shock from the attack.
No, but you see that thing? I don't know what it is, but I don't know if it's coming off his face or it's coming to his face.
It's probably just drawing
You
arrows.
see that?
But it did remind me, it's like this was like almost a Shanks moment. Like how Ben was like, yo, chill out, bro. You're hockey crazy. You got newbies on the ship just passing out. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Anyway, let's read 3 super chats and then let's get back into the chapter. Guys, if you haven't liked the video yet, please like the video. We're trying to get to 2,000 likes. Thank you.
All right. We got 5 from Xavier. It says, sup guys. So now that we see Rocks with the Sanji style Gaga eyes over Shaggy, are folks going to stop downgrading Roger over him loving the Kuja crew? Hopefully, but we'll get to that in a little bit, Xavier. We're a little early in the chapter pacing for that one. Mm-hmm. We got another 2 from Torta Pounder. It says, who you got and what diff and why? Kid versus Marco. # bust it. I have Kid, personally. But,
Marco.
Okay. Wait, Kid versus Marco?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Okay. We got another 2 from Uncle Ruckus. It says, nothing. Next time, let's go your thoughts. Unc?
That doesn't count. Let's
and
do
then,
one.
another 2 from Kirby. It says, Wano Sanji versus Egghead Lucci. # bust it for topped. I got Sanji, but we've had this debate, I think, a couple times on the pod before.
Lucci. Mm-hmm.
So this is like before? Because they're saying Wano.
It's the end of Wano.
It's the end of Wano.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Sanji.
All right. Let's get into the next part of the chapter. We're going to get back into super chats. Just give us a minute. There's a lot of conversation in this chapter. All right. The next part of the chapter takes us to Inishi in the New World. A world government ship spots King Harold and immediately tells him to back off. To them, any country not affiliated with the government is a lawless land, and the people in it, they say, have no rights. Harold pushes back. He tells them that no one nation has the right to make the rules for the entire world. And when he sees the people begging him for help, he remembers they once saved Elbaf from famine, asking nothing in return. Harold says he owes them a debt, and he refuses to back down. That's when the CP agent in charge threatens him, says if Harold really wants Elbaf to join the world government, he'll help their mission. But if he protects these so-called lawless people, it'll ruin their chances. Then, to make his point, the agent shoots a captive woman right in the head in front of him. The others cry out in agony, and the agent coldly says, these people aren't people to us. Without hesitation, Harold leaps from his ship with his sword raised, striking down on the oppressors. But when the news spreads through the World Economic Journal, it's twisted. Harold is painted as a traitor who attacked an innocent world government vessel. From there, we cut back to Elbaf at Ida's bar. Rox is laughing at Harold, saying this is exactly what the world government is all about. He invites Harold to drink with him at the castle, but Harold refuses, saying someone with Rox's reputation will never step foot in his country. Rox keeps trying to recruit him, telling Harold to stop being so stubborn and to quit bowing to the government. Harold insists Elbaf will one day be accepted, and Rox mocks him, joking about shaving his head, like Garp said he had to. The two go back and forth, Rox pushing him towards piracy, Harold reminding him that while the Navy has its flaws, it's still an organization that works every day to save lives. Giants like John Giant have already joined, and Harold believes sending more warriors will help the world. Rox scoffs, even asking Ida to talk sense into him, but she simply says, if Harold were my son, I'd tell him to choose better friends. And then Rox gets upset with Ida about it. Outside, Loki, Mato, and Haruden are eavesdropping on the whole exchange. Then we cut to Navy HQ. We overhear some officers saying giants are too dangerous to coexist with humans. If they ever lost control, they could wipe out everything. But not everyone agrees. We see Garp, Sengoku, Osuru, and Kong eating together. Garp argues that having Elbaf on their side would be a huge win. Sengoku says Harold's an honest guy who really wants to change Elbaf. Osuru points out the danger, that Rox, via rumor, is already trying to win him over. And if he succeeds, the Navy might not be able to stop them. Kong admits he's stuck. Elbaf has a violent history, and that makes it risky. But Garp pushes back hard, saying they should do whatever it takes for Elbaf to join them. Kong snaps back that it's not his decision to make. It's higher up than that. So, What did you guys think of this part of the chat? And we'll start with Seb.
I really did like the interaction between Rox and Harold at Ida's bar. Mostly because he's having a real, like, philosophical conversation with this dude, who he does deem a friend, but at the same time, he's like, yo, the stuff that you do in the world is, like, I can't even associate with you for real. I can't let you in my kingdom for real, because then I can't get the peace that I'm looking for with the world government. And then Rox, we talked about whether he's a villain or not just literally 10 minutes ago. He's telling him, like, oh, the world government is evil. Like, it doesn't matter if you want to join them or not. You shouldn't want to do that at all. It's a real philosophical debate between two of the greatest people of the era. Like, I love that it's happening. Like, we get to see that. I thought that was dope. I really like that Harold, and in this turn, Elbaf, because we're there now in real life, like in the current timeline, is such a valuable commodity to the world, the world government, etc. Because everyone seems to be trying to recruit Harold. Like, now we have Garp. Like, yo, let them in. Like let Harold be a part of this so that we could have Elbaf on our side. I never even once thought of a relationship between Garp and Harold until this chapter when I was reading it. I was like, oh, snap. Like, why wouldn't Garp have a relationship with this dude? And that made me think, yo, does Roger have a relationship with Harold? Because Gabon settled at Elbaf. Shanks went there. Like, odds are Roger's been there. Like, we keep seeing Rox go to Elbaf and, like, basically post up there and try to eat and recruit Harold. Will Roger and Harold meet and have some sort of distinct, like, relationship or connection? The mural is there. Elbaf has such an important place in the narrative and just One Piece history and lore. Like, odds are Roger's been there. And odds are he's had a relationship or some sort of interaction or connection with Harold. Mm-hmm. So I'm curious to what that is. I'd never even remotely thought of that before until now. And then I read the chapter and I was like, wait, hold on. Why are we never even connected Roger to this? Like, Roger's the other great pirate here. I did really like that conversation. I like the little stuff, like Harold and Loki and what's her name? The girl, she like owns the bar now. Mato, like she's like giving Loki juice. I wonder like if she likes Loki or not, because Loki's like a crash out and like for the most part nobody messes with him, but she's seemingly giving him juice. I loved seeing Sengoku, Suru, and Garp like talking as vice admirals to Admiral Kong. Just because, like, Garp is, like, already that dude by this point, technically. Like, people are saying, like, they're rivals and this and that. I wonder what Sengoku's status is right now, like, to the world. Because obviously he becomes the fleet admiral. He becomes, like, this legendary figure in the Marines. Is he already looked at as such? Yeah. Like, is he on a similar trajectory as Garp or, like, nah? I wonder. Suru, same thing. Because, like, she's supposed to be, that's their big three. That's the era, right? The big three of them. Like, she doesn't get mentioned the same way that the other two do. But, like, she's supposed to be a legend herself. So, also, Kong is an admiral at this point. He's not yet the fleet admiral. So I wonder if we see the fleet admiral at this era. Doubtful, but it would be pretty cool.
Probably won't.
There was a lot of questions around that, too. I think you were talking about a couple episodes back. Yeah. Like, when did Kong become fleet admiral?
Yeah.
And it looks like a shorter time.
Yeah, that's normally Lionel's territory. I will say, this is the stuff that happens in One Piece that I'd be like, yo, this is plot-induced stupidity to me. You're this guy talking to Harold in the negotiation situation and hostages or whatever. Why would you shoot this woman? There's nothing to be gained from doing that. Literally nothing to be gained. I'm going to get into leverage later in the chapter in regards to something else that happens with Harold. Why would you do this? I was literally trying to think in my brain what possibly could be gained by doing this, and there's nothing. There's not a thing that could be gained from shooting this woman, and he shoots her anyway. It just highlights how evil the world government really be at times. And then the island they're on, I think it's the island that Ida was from, because the hills are in the background are the same. But in general, I don't know. I also really, really liked Ida's I choose my friends more wisely. Such shade. Like, he's shade that hard, bro. He's shade that hard. He's right there. And, like, in general, I get what she's saying. But, like, to me, Rox is kind of in the right here. And she's telling him, oh, choose your friends more wisely. And it's like, yo, this dude's giving sound advice.
I took it both two ways.
Yeah.
I thought she was talking about the world government and Rox.
She could have been.
Yeah.
She very well could have been. The implication was that it was towards Rox. So I'll say that. Also, I wasn't expecting to see John Giant. I don't know why. I was like, oh snap, it's John Giant.
Shout out to John Giant.
Yeah. I was to see him. And
got bodied, but shout out to John Giant.
I don't know how I feel about Bald Harold right now. I've been waiting for Bald Harold this whole time. I don't know how I feel. I want to see him.
We're here now.
I don't know how I feel. I wonder why Garp told him to do that. I don't know if maybe I read that wrong.
Garp laughed at him about
laughed at him for it. Okay. Yeah. I'm wondering why he did that. If there's going to be
why'd you do that?
Some cultural significance to that. But we'll see. I'm interested as to what that's about. But I don't have much more from beyond that. So
all right. Law.
Yeah, honestly, going into this, like what Harold's trying to do in this situation, right? And it takes me back, because like going back to like why Harold is trying to even align himself with the world government in the first place. It's because he kept getting like blockades to like what he was trying to do, right? He was trying to like do some type of peace thing with the people, but he realized like he would find someone stopping him in the world of government. So he's like, all right, I got to play by their rules, so to speak, right? So for me to like kind of connect with other countries, I got to align myself with the world government. But you're kind of seeing how they operate, right? So now this actually maybe takes into like, for obviously, if Harold knows about Rox's like dealings, right? I feel like Rox must know what Harold's dealing, what he's trying to do as a person, as a king, as his agenda, right? But yet he's still trying to get Harold to join his crew. So that makes me think, I wonder what type of, for example, we get people like in the One Piece world, when they kind of trying to attain a power, it's like they always tie it to like the world they're trying to shape, right? Kaido even said it. Like when Albert asked if he was Joy Boy, and he asked him, is this the world you think like the world you want to live in that I'm shaping? He also said, I'm the only one that can, in the beginning, that he can shape the world. So we know that Rox wants to be king of the world. He thinks he wants to unrule the world government, take them out, and become the king. But I wonder what type of world is he trying to shape it to, right? Because to me, if he's such cool with Harold and views Harold as like his best friend and wants him to join his side, right? You could literally create an enemy of Harold if you try to shape the world different from like Harold's vision of how the connections he's trying to have. But he's trying to join Harold, right? So it makes me think, I wonder if Rox is trying to become, the leader of the world, the king of the world, and shape it to like where more people benefit from it. Because like we talked about earlier, he's not necessarily attacking like good or good countries or civilians. He's attacking the corrupt. Mm-hmm. He's been targeting the world government since the beginning, and then he only actually attacked pirates when to recruit them. It was never really at an animosity that we saw so far on Pano that I'm just going to start attacking pirates just to take them out. It was always with a goal in mind. I'm gonna address pirates to recruit their strength and a number of pirates to take on the world government, because they're the enemy. They're the ones that are oppressing everyone. So now you see Harold, who you must know about what he's doing and his ideas and what he's trying to do, yet you keep trying to recruit this man to your side. So I wonder if their visions or their goals, even though Rox is going about it a way different, but to him, I see it as Rox believes that this was needed because he sees the way the world government operates. He keeps telling you, Harold, I told you, you keep trying to do this, but in the way that's aligned with the world government, but they're never going to agree with you, because the reason why, simply put, why wouldn't the world government take on a side? Because they're kind of hiding behind the idea that the giants are this vicious, evil people, right? That's why we can't align with them. But we know that's not true. As in, to why they're trying to, as in, why they wouldn't align with them.
Yeah.
Because if they could just use the giants or whatever they want, they would. But they're seeing that they can't control the giants how they see fit. Mm-hmm. So now they're trying to beat them into submission, which we see at the end of the chapter why that was said. As long as you do whatever we say, right, how we want. Because we've seen how other kings underneath the world government, how they operate, treat their people. But they're completely loyal to the world government. So they'll use them. Mm. So why are the giants any different? Because they can't control them yet. Notice yet, So now Harold is trying to do what he's trying to do, but the world government views that as like, no, that's not what we want. You have to do whatever we say. So we're going to try to do this whole, crazy flipping through a whole zone just to get you on our side to make sure you're in line with whatever we say all the time. Then you could be in line. Then you could do whatever you want with all these nations, and we'll take the credit for it, right?
Do you have a similar feeling to what we were seeing from Orohime and Fisher Tiger.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was getting a little bit of that vibe too.
Yeah.
Just
with the
they're just not in the same kingdom.
Yeah, exactly. Where Rox would be the Fisher Tiger, and Orihime would be Herald, the passive. In a way, they're trying to seek peace, but Rox is kind of seeing the more realization of the situation. The only way to kind of deal with the world government is not necessarily this way, but it's like we can't be allies with them because they're not going to work in your favor at all. They're always going to do what's best for them, regardless of how they affect other people or not. You know, but Harold's trying to do both. He's trying to ally with other countries and seek peace and trade and everything. But we see, because if the world government was truly about that, why would they fight about the good that you're doing and hide behind your viciousness nature from your past when you're clearly shown for years you're not that way anymore and how much you helped, right? And I think, for example, Sebastian, this way when you see what the world government is doing, you tell how it's so wicked. There's one member, why he shoots this person, it's the same way the world government operates. It's because you're trying to flex your power and show them if you keep going against me, I'm going to take out all these people, right? Because you're not in power, I am. So he's kind of representing that. And that's why he did it, even though he doesn't have the strength that against Harold, but he's trying to get Harold to back off because I represent the world government. You're threatening your relationship with us, and if you keep doing so, I'm going to take out all the people you care about. Hence the world government, how they operate in it too. But I love how Harold just crashed out immediately as soon as he saw that he jumped in. And then what made me laugh though was that he shaved his head. Because it's like, you went against the world government in their eyes. You attacked their ship, right? And how they view it, you shaved your head to get in their good graces. To them, they're not going to care about that. That's why I believe Garp and Rox laugh. Like, dude, you're forgetting who you're dealing with. You shaving your head and showing that repentance, they're not going to care about that because again, you're not in line with them. As in, you're not going to do what they say. They can't control you yet. So, and how Rox kind of sees it, but it makes me think of like the world that Rox wants to shape by becoming king of the world through this situation with his connection with Harold and how he keeps trying to get him on the side because you must know how Harold's trying to do it. He keeps letting you know, I can't be aligned with you. I can't let you even in my castle, my kingdom, because the world government paints you as this thing. But he's just like, yo, forget them and let's kind of like take it over ourselves because the world government's evil. Hence what Rox is saying. But so he must understand that between them two. Right. So now going further on, seeing that, like I said, Garp, Sengoku, and Tsuji as vice admirals or whatever.
Tsuru. Yeah, I don't know who you
Tsuji?
Tsuji,
bro?
Anyway,
it's not a G in a name.
I was thinking something. I didn't even read it. I just thought that was.
You mean Tashi?
I don't know. Anyway, Kong. So he's not the fleet admiral now, but this makes it more interesting because he's admiral. Because fleet admirals, they can't be in the front lines, but the admirals could kind of, in a way, attack more. So I wonder again. I always linked Rox and Kong. He was the one that Kong or. Rox was the admiral that he was facing against was Kong, but we still haven't seen that yet, so I don't know, right? But I would like to be like that connection. The big person at that time was Rox, then Kong was his opponent, as we have Garpin, Whitebeard, Garpin, Roger, and Whitebeard and Sengoku, but we'll get to see on that. And that's all I have for now.
All right, listen, man. We've seen this theme play out over and over in One Piece, yo. The world government showing zero regard for human life. And when someone with even the smallest amount of basic human decency stands up and rejects their violence, they're the ones who gets punished for caring. Now, here's where I think Oda leaves us hanging a bit. We rarely ever see the other side of the world government. Because yes, we all agree, they're corrupt, self-serving, and manipulative to the core. But then you have the Navy. And the Navy, for all of its flaws, isn't made up of just Axe-Hand Morgans, Captain Nezumis, or even Fleet Admiral Sakazukis. The average Marine isn't the one deciding to eliminate entire islands via buster calls or collect heavenly tributes. They're tools. Wrenches in the hands of a system that's rotten at the top. But even so, on a day-to-day level, the Navy really does protect people from threats to the common citizen. So, the problem is, You can't change the Navy without changing the ones in control of it. Which is why Harold's attack here reminds me of so much of King Neptune defending Shirahoshi at Marijoa. He knows there are consequences, but when you are stuck between protecting your people's safety and following someone else's rules, the choice is obvious. You always choose safety. Because without safety, obligation simply doesn't even matter. For the World Economic Journal to twist Harold's image isn't anything new, right? But it does make me question who decided to put this out. We know Big News Morgans is the head of the World Economic Journal today. But 44 years ago, he was only 9 years old. His age was revealed in a Vivre card. He's 53 right now. So I don't think a 9-year-old was the head of the World Economic Journal. It's an important organization. So I hope Oda tells us who is in charge if it's not Morgans, because he would probably be an apprentice at this time.
Probably not involved at all. He's 9.
I mean, who knows,
9
right?
years old, right?
If he's of nobility,
Okay, yeah, he could be.
he could be, right? I was honestly shocked to find out that Garp already hated the brass he worked for before God Valley. I always thought God Valley was the turning point for the old man, the event that broke his trust, but no. Turns out he had that discussed even earlier. And to me, that actually makes Garp look worse. I've said this before, how disappointed I am in his inaction. Here's a man with massive influence, probably one of the only Marines with enough clout to actually challenge the system. After God Valley, he could have pushed for change, maybe even shaken the foundation of the Navy. Because at the end of the day, without the Marines, the world government is just another kingdom. One that would have to rely on its heavenly tribute impoverished allies to enforce its demands if the Navy was not there. But instead, Garp already knew how rotten things were. He felt that way and still chose to live with it. Not only that, he encouraged the next generation to become like him. He guided Kobe, he guided Helmeppo, and even tried to promote the kids he was not raising into that same broken system. That's just wild to me. And it makes me wonder, did Dragon leave the Marines before God Valley for the same reason? Because at least he walked away. Meanwhile, Garp stayed. And the more I think about it, the less respect I have for him. It's disappointing because Garp was someone I admired so much in the beginning. And then you remember his best friend is also Sengoku. Sengoku, the man who followed orders to wipe out a whole generation of unborn babies, just on the chance that Roger might have had a child. Sengoku, the man who stood ready to execute Ace in front of Garp's eyes. So no, Garp isn't King Harold. Garp isn't King Neptune. Because in the end, obligation never overrides basic human decency. And that's exactly where Garp fails. I hate Garp, bro.
Yo, bro.
I hate Garp, bro.
What was that, bro?
I hate him, bro.
Why did you do that?
Dropping bombs, bro.
Oh, man.
All right. I think the final point I'll make is this. Are the Giants truly a good thing?
As a race?
For the
What?
world.
Yo,
For the world.
Yo.
Are the Giants truly a good thing for the world? It's a complicated question.
So what?
Sebastian,
Bro.
hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me
Yo,
out.
remember what
Hear
you
me
just
out.
said about Garp like 2 seconds ago?
Hear me out.
This is what he on immediately after. What?
Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me
Alright.
out.
Go ahead, bro.
It's a complicated question for me. Throughout One Piece, we've been told time and time again that giants are dangerous, right? Oda has shown us the good in figures like Bragi, Dory, and even King Harold. But as a whole, their culture has always carried a dangerous edge. They wage wars, pillage not only other nations, but themselves, and many view humans as inferior because of their size. Even King Harold did this in the beginning. Their spirituality is deep and powerful, but it often takes extreme forms, seeing gods in everything, and even believing that blood can be tainted if it isn't pure. That's the kind of thinking which leads to discrimination, which isn't at all that different from the celestial dragons. And we think they should be taken out. We've even seen a giant woman throw her newborn baby from Yggdrasil because of how he looked. Because of what? Her spirituality. Before Harold built bridges between these villages, Elbaf lacked cohesion, unity, and any real effort to improve their collective way of life. They once believed a baby could bring famine upon their land and punished outsiders for it, even though they have nothing to do with that baby. Even Loki himself suffered abuse from his uncle after his mother's passing for years. So when you really think about it, it wouldn't be surprising if the world government already considered giants a threat even before the ancient alliance was formed. The real question is, would you ally yourself with a kingdom of such immense power, yet such reckless culture? Can they truly be allies to humanity if they haven't even learned how to be allies with themselves? And if one giant goes out of control, how could they ever be contained in a regular citizen neighborhood? How many lives would be lost from a simple misunderstanding or miscommunication? To me, the answer is clear. No, it's not okay. There needs to be trust, and more importantly, a leader strong enough that even after they're gone, the people of Elbaf won't dare bring destruction. Their culture also needs to evolve. Certain ways of thinking must be left behind, and that takes time, obviously, right? So, should they be allowed into the reverie and join the world government? Yes. But should they be given full access to everything? Absolutely not. Safety has to come first, and right now they cannot guarantee that. Especially when we see how reckless the giant warrior pirates have been. It might seem like a double standard, right? For sure. But a human doesn't have the power to accidentally crush an old woman in their sleep. Giants are handicapped by their size, and while that makes them special, it also makes their gentleness and restraint even more of a greater strength. Especially when they stand among those weaker than them. Naturally.
It's a little racist, but I get what you're trying to say. To me, I get what you're saying, but are humans not showcasing more danger just from their actions on a day-to-day basis than giants are? In the One Piece world? I feel like if we had to put, what's the word I'm looking for? If we had to put it in like a, I don't want to say a food chain, but like humans would be at the top of the, like, we do the most F here, right? Like, even though they're the weakest, even though they're probably the weakest race, because there's more humans than anybody else, they do the most BS. Mm-hmm. So I don't know that I can like agree. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like
that goes into like, I get what you're saying, Sebastian, but like say like Harold never changed. He never met Ida, you know, and just continues with like the whole. And now he was sailing out to different countries, different lands, different kingdoms, and just continued on that same note. And now you have all the other giants following their king, doing the same exact thing. And what we learn in the One Piece world, I know I rip the giants a lot, but kind of shows that the only ones that are able to like kind of stand up to the giants are the ones that are truly strong in the show, right?
I think I need a number of giants. Like I need a head count of how many giants there actually are, right? Because in Alabasta, there's like millions of people there, right? How many giants are in Elbaf?
There's a lot.
It's not millions.
We don't know that.
I don't think it's millions. I don't even know if there's like 200,000 giants in there.
So like Lawrence just pointed out, right? Harold's 15. Mm-hmm. Rolling around in a ship, bumping NWA.
Cruising down the street in my 6'4".
He goes up to a random kingdom, he knows nothing about, decides to kick the kingdom completely. And what happens? He can destroy an entire kingdom within a matter of like minutes. Compared to a weaker species, which is us, right? The humans compared to them, we have to take time to do something like that, to take a kingdom down, right? It would require someone of extreme rarity, of extreme power, in order to do something like that, where a giant can do that in minutes.
Yo, yeah.
So it's a double standard for sure.
You're saying this, and we don't know the specifics, but like races like the Lunarians get wiped out because of the overwhelming number that the humans just have over them. They have that advantage. There's a limited number of Lunarians, and now there's only like one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe there's more, but you get what I mean. Like, there's just so many more humans that it doesn't really matter.
So what did it take to do that, though?
We don't know.
It took the collective of the alliance, right?
With Lunarians, we don't know. We don't know what happened there with that.
For sure, we don't. But we know that more than likely, it took a massive force in order to take them out. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's say an Elbaf king who never changes decides to go, you know what? Let me just link up all of Elbaf, and let's just start taking everything over. So these little affiliated nations that take forever to get to, and meanwhile, they don't have devil fruits. But let's just say they start coming across devil fruits now. Now we're talking about giant Logias. You know what I'm saying? People who are able to create massive constructs.
I get what you're saying
because of their size, because of their power.
You can't. You're basically saying that the world government should be allowed to discriminate against the giants because of the danger that they potentially can do.
Yes.
That spits in the face of everything you just said about Garp, bro. That's being that. You get what I'm saying? Like you are contradicting yourself technically.
But what I'm saying is that I'm also respecting their strength. I'm respecting the fact that like if a giant who believes in being war torn consistently and is always at war and wants to test his strength and wants to do this and that, he lives a life of war. It's not like I'm saying these are peaceful giants. No, they're giants who respect war.
Hold on. Dory and Bragi are war-torn giants. They are. Yes. They live that life. They are still considered good, peaceful giants to us. Like, you can be this. You can love war and fighting, etc., and not enslave. Like, humans are enslaving people. The Celestial Dragons are actively enslaving people. We have not seen any giants doing that.
Yeah.
And yes, they can take out. They have the capability to take out kingdoms, but you have to be willing. And maybe I'm naive. You have to be willing to allow for people to change.
The point I'm trying to make is like a random giant who believes in war, whatever. Their mind hasn't changed off of it. Happens to land in Syrup Village, and he's just chilling. And for some reason, a miscommunication happens, and who's there to stop him?
There will be nobody in Syrup Village that can stop that.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. It's the respect of your strength that because they're still humans, right? Like, it's even been called out by Nami that they're bigots, right? Because of the way they treat each other. They're no different from humans. So I have to expect that giants are no better than humans when it comes to rationality, to the emotional spectrum. They all are going to be able to get angry if something terrible happens. You never know what's going to happen. So my point is, even if they accidentally rolled over because they were sleeping and a child was nearby and they didn't realize, that child would pass away.
So what was your stance on, and this is a different manga, what was your stance on how they treated the Uchiha? Because they treated them in this way where they had to tippy-toe around their inclusion in the village.
Yeah.
And they made them the police force, and people considered it redlining, and there was negative connotations behind all of the decisions that were made there as far as racism, etc. But they still integrated them in that way. They just were monitoring them at the same time. What you're asking for seems similar to me.
No, it's not similar.
Okay.
Because the Uchiha themselves, like the Uchiha were never told why their eyes happened to gain this massive amount of power, right? Toby collectively to himself was like, yo, to the upper, elders, this is what I've studied. This is the research I've come to a conclusion with, and this is why we need to do what we do for the Uchiha. There was never more counseling for the Uchiha. There was never more programs to keep Uchiha from like falling into dismay because they lose a loved one, right? It was basically like, yo, these people are dangerous, and you have to be able to just do what they got to do, and this, and that. I'm not saying that the Uchiha weren't good for the world or they were bad. I'm saying that you have to respect a race's strength. And you also have to prepare if that strength is being misused, even if it's accidental.
I'm fine with preparing for outcomes, but to generalize and be like, yo, we got to do this as a contingency no matter what. Or maybe even not a contingency. It's like proactively.
Put it this way.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like my bad, Lawrence. It's like Batman.
No, I was gonna bring that up.
Okay.
Batman with the Justice League.
Well,
right?
y'all know how I feel about bats, but keep going.
No, but Batman with the Justice League. He's like, yo, Superman is amazing. He could do everything he needs to do for the world. Wonder Woman too. Flash, amazing. But there is a potential that they will just go array from their actual path. And I need to have something in order to protect the world from them, even though it might not be their intent. It's just that they possess something that is dangerous, and they're the only ones that are willing it.
But even Batman is willing to work with those people on a day-to-day basis.
But that's what I'm saying. You can work with the Giants. Mm-hmm. You just need to know that the Giants have also this strength, and if they got out of control, we need to somehow be able to control them from accidentally murking somebody that they didn't plan to murk. Mm-hmm. You have to respect their strength. That's their gift in life, right? Their size. That they consume massive amounts of food. Like you can't just be like, yo, there are people and they need to be accepted and they need to do whatever they please. Because if so, then you would do that for PDFs, right? But you know that they're dangerous, so you can't do so. But are you just gonna murk that person? Most likely not, because that's, you're not supposed to murk people. But it's like, yo, you got to find a way to live with those people to where they're not doing those things. And I think that that's allowed for everybody.
I think simply put what Larry's saying, he's not agreeing with the world government, because what they're doing, it's pure selfishness and their own agenda. But Larry's just saying that you could coexist with people, but you also got to keep in mind and prepare for the worst possible situation, you know?
I'm fine with contingency plans.
Yeah.
But to me, like, that's what the Marines are for. If the Giants ever start wilding out, the Marines are supposed to be in place to try to handle that. And they're not set up to do so in the best way, but they are the largest, most nebulous organization of fighters that they have. They're going to be continually throwing people at them. They'll have to send Garp out and things like that, but that's what the Marines are for.
But that's what I'm saying, like, in a way, that's racist. Because now every Giant has to be accompanied by a Navy soldier just in case they start wilding out. That could take them down.
I'm not even saying it. I'm saying the Marines as a general organization, period. So if something happens, you call the cops, right? Mm-hmm. Something happens, you call the Marines. And hopefully they can handle the situation. But it is going to be it can't be preventative to me. That's my issue. It has to be reactionary.
It has to be regulated.
If it's preventative, to me, that screams racism. If it's reactionary, it's, all right, this happened and now we're dealing with what happened here.
You can't do that either, because why? The world has viewed these people as what they were. This is not, yo, they just decide to change one day, we should all just scream kumbaya. No, like, even now, Harold's trying to change their culture. They don't even have a school.
So what's the answer?
The answer is you have to be able to regulate them until their culture has changed, which is what they should have done with Harold.
But I'm asking you, how? What does that look? What's the implementation that you're asking for?
Time.
Time?
You have to have time.
So it's just not time yet.
It's not time yet. Yeah. Okay. I think it's not time yet. You need.
I thought you were going darker.
No. You need to build schools, right? Mm-hmm. Harold didn't build a school until like 13 years after the storyline started, where we are with Luffy. If he built the school earlier, if he built multiple schools, if he was able to teach people more about democracy instead of just pillaging, right? All of these little countries, they didn't even mess with Harold until recently. So they've just been killing each other the whole time. So it's like, they're known for this, bro. Most of them are not Dorian Bragi.
So yeah, that's what I'm going to. So an education is needed. And someone brought it out too, where like they said, because I forgot about it too. They mentioned Roto. If you look at what he did, he kind of when he got a little power over those humans,
He was a little wild.
and you kind of
wild.
enslaved them.
He was wild.
bro.
Yeah, he kind of did. Yeah, I would say so.
And think about it. He's New Giant Warrior Pirates that did grow up with a school. So it's like
So the school idea. No, I'm playing.
so
He wasn't in the school.
I don't
but
know if
it's
he
around
was
those
in
times.
school.
we just need a leader of the Giants to instill culture change where it's not violence.
Harold is doing that.
He's
You're just
doing
saying
that now.
Now isn't the time. He's
Yeah.
rushing it, is what you're saying.
I don't
by
think he's
trying to-
rushing it. I think he's doing the best he can. It's just that you can't rush the ability to say, hey, we should trust Giants just because of their strength. That's racist to me. You have to say, yo, we have to trust Giants because they're trustworthy. Therefore, when they start adding to the world, right, in a specific way, and it's not through violence, then we can start talking like, hey, this is a beautiful place to visit. We should have Giants everywhere because they're actually aware of their strengths.
How much time do you think would be required to get a gauge of that?
It's gonna be maybe hundreds of years. Yeah.
Well, I think certain Giants can prove that they are. Like, for example, Harold, to me, proved that he can, mingle with regular humans because the way he is, right?
Yeah.
And I'll probably give, all right, if Harold's 1, Doran Bragi, maybe, I'm not sure about them. And, because we already know the kids, some of them, aside from Colin, maybe not, but like the other one's scared. But Harold's 1, Doran Bragi, and who was the other one? Ida, So it's like, so you don't let out all the Giants because some of them might be more like Rhoda or like Loki or whatever who are just like forget.
But that's people in general. Like there's gonna be bad apples. That's just it's gonna exist. Like there's not a monolith of culture for any race. There's gonna be people who do bullshit.
No, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
There's
Like
always
it's
gonna be
happened.
people that
It's
do
just sucked for the Giants that the strongest, most notable people have been Dory, Bragi, and Harold right now, where it's like, yo, we're the strongest guys around and we do these things.
Put it this way. Ida's not even a part of Elbaf. She's not a native. And what was happening to her on an island? She was being taunted as a giant from Elbaf. And what did she have? Sharp teeth.
Sharp teeth, the horns.
She was scaring people. Like, this is the way humans think about them. So in order for humans to be able to coexist with them and not be afraid of them, giants have to make a culture change.
I agree that time is needed to change this generation's view of giants.
Yes.
Has to be shifted.
Absolutely.
But on some level, if you integrate them into the world government in the way that Harold's trying to do, could fast forward that timeline.
Absolutely. But you have to respect that, like, you maybe we need somebody that is of a giant strength, or maybe even another giant from the Navy, right? That could be like, yo, you can live here, but we have to have this as a safety precaution because, you're so much stronger than everybody else.
Say Harold became an admiral.
Yeah.
What do you think that would probably work numbers for that? But that's what Garp is asking for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, put this guy in make him the hero of the Marines, whether it's BS or not. But like that's what Garp is trying to do.
Yeah.
That would change the view of the Giants.
The only thing that would suffer for Harold is that even though he is that, technically, there's nobody at Elbaf bringing that culture to them, because he's always going to be an admiral at Marine Ford or doing something with the Navy, right? Like, he's just not going to be able to change Elbaf's culture the way he needs to be there.
Yeah.
But he needs to be there. Like, Harold is the first point towards that change for the Giants. And when they start getting that look across the world that they're not beings who will just ravage our lands, because honestly, that's what they were doing. They started becoming, look what Harold did to these countries that he visited. Yeah. He showed democracy. He showed trade. He showed kindness, right? And then they ended up bringing food to Elbaf. They weren't even scared to come to Elbaf because, remember, humans would never go to Elbaf because they were terrified of them. They knew they couldn't compete with their strength. And now they're making them food. It's all about the culture change. And you need to do that with every single village in Elbaf, not just the kingdom itself.
Okay. I like that. This is a good conversation. I like it.
But that's what I'm saying with the Uchihas. That was completely wrong. Like, Toby went full racism, but he also went full safety protocol. You can't do that to a people. You can't redline them. You can't make them the police force where they're directly going to be antagonizing civilians because they're doing wrong. It just makes them more of the enemy. Toby Rama was actually effed up because he didn't build anything else to help Uchiha. He just made Uchiha a force to reckon with and to be feared still, to keep up that discrimination. Where Uchihas shouldn't just had a village, a part of the village. They should have been scattered throughout.
Hey, man.
And I guarantee you they wouldn't have did that coup if it was like that. But anyway.
Let me know.
Let's just get right into the end of the chapter. That way we'll read all the super chats after that, guys.
Okay.
All right. Also, if you haven't liked the video yet, please like the video. All right. We jump back 42 years ago to the pirate island, also known as Fullerlead. The entire island is buzzing with disbelief as pirates read the latest newspaper. The shocking headline, Shakuyaku is no longer the captain of the Kuja pirates. Many of the men who become pirates just for a chance to meet her are crushed, completely lost on what to do with their lives now. Elsewhere, Gloriosa sits in a room with Big Mom and some children, also reacting to the news. Gloriosa can't make sense of what Shaki is planning, but Big Mom assumes she must have stepped down for the sake of a man, just as she once did. It seems even the island of women can't overcome love, Big Mom remarks. Gloriosa snaps back, saying Big Mom wouldn't understand since she churns out children like popcorn. She refuses to believe Shaki could have fallen to love sickness, but if true... And if Roger is the cause, she swears she'll never forgive her. Meanwhile, Stussy grows jealous of all the attention Shaki is receiving and turns to Whitebeard, asking if he's only ever had eyes for her. Whitebeard bluntly admits he's never looked once her way. Furious, Stussy throws herself onto him, shouting that she could have any man in the world, but the only one she wants is him. Whitebeard simply replies, then what's your problem? Suddenly, Pirate Island is thrown into chaos. A Kuja ship is spotted approaching the shores. To everyone's astonishment, Shaki herself steps off the ship alone. She thanks Tritoma for the ride and declares she'll handle things from here. The island erupts into a frenzy of love and an awe as Shaki sizes up full of lead. Narration tells us that this was one of the most shocking days in the history of Pirate Island, for the untouchable idol, the object of the world's desires, had walked straight into the den of untamed beasts. Some pirates even raise their hands towards her as if she's radiating blinding sunlight. They ask if she intends to join the Rock's pirates like Gloriosa. Shaki calmly replies, no. She simply wants to live here for a while. Since she's still a wanted pirate hunted by the Navy, the island will make the perfect hideout. Will you protect me? She asks. The pirates scream out in unison, of course! She criticizes the island's awful smell, and immediately they rush to make it better. She says she'd like to open a business, and they scramble to build it for her, decorating it with flowers. Soon, Rox himself arrives with his crew, demanding to know what all the commotion is about. The pirates nervously insist this was all their idea. They beg him not to drive Shaki away. Then, for the first time, we see Shaki's rip-off bar in all its glory, famous for its month-long waiting list. Rox glares, demanding an explanation when Shaki steps out wearing her Amazon Lily apron. With a charming smile, she greets him. It's so nice to meet you. You're my first customer. Care to have a drink? The entire Rox crew is struck with dumb love, whispering in awe that an angel has descended among them. As the Rox pirates step inside her bar, narration tells us, this lone pony, blooming amid the blasted wasteland, brought beauty and comfort to the pirate island. In time, she would become an irreplaceable treasure to the men who made this place their home. And what is treasure if not something that could be stolen? We then shift to the Hall of Power in Marijoa. The Gorosei sit in council, their voices cold and calculating. They declare that King Harold of Elbaf will be given a single ultimatum. If you warriors of Elbaf meet this one condition, you will be permitted to join the world government. Murder Rox. So, what did you guys think of the final part of the chapter? Lawrence, we'll start with you.
Okay. I was not expecting Shaki at all to pull up to full of lead like she did. Like, I was like, what the heck? And apparently it's a major history point in full of lead about her rolling up and staying there for as long as she did or whatever, right? And to the later point where it talks about her being the treasure, right? That they feel their home and treasure can be stolen. To me, is hinting towards something else. But I'll get to that in a moment, right? First, I also want to mention, right? I thought it was funny as heck that Gloriosa mentions about Big Mom. about like you wouldn't understand at all. You pop kids out like popcorn. When I first in the other translation, they said it a little different, but it had me dying. I was like, just shake shots, right? But I did notice something very, very interesting that Gloriosa. So we all know that Gloriosa is in love with Roger, the future king of the pirates, right? And she's now current timeline. We know it didn't turn out well, so she's like looks like how she did, but she's advising Bull Hancock, who's also in love with the future king of the pirates, right? But I noticed that Gloriosa at chapter 582 points out to Luffy's what he is way before we even get a hint about what he is. Right? Because she says, right? She hints at like, all right, she's been infected by a powerful virus. Talk about Bull Hancock, right? He goes, but first, Empo down and Empo down, and then Navy headquarters. It's like an ant diving into a hurricane. Talking about Luffy. Returning alive is something only a god could do. What do the heavens want from that man? So I was like, what the heck? Interesting. That Gloriosa kind of pointed out Luffy being Nika, a godlike figure, before it was even hinted out in the show. So I thought that was very interesting that Gloriosa said that about Luffy, way just from like him surviving and pulled down and the Marine Accord War, the Summit War with Whitebeard and the Navy. That only he's able to survive that is at his stature so small is an ant diving into a hurricane. His right is like that. So I thought that was very cool, right? And that they both love with the future Pirate King. Will Bull Hancock and what will Luffy? We don't know yet. Hopefully it ends up better than it did for Gloriosa, right? And the second thing is now we get the realization that Stussy is heavily in love with Whitebeard, right? So now I made that comment where I don't know if that's really Stussy because her character, whatever, but running it with the trend of the show, that if things don't work out well for you, how you end up looking, that could actually be the real Stussy that is mothering to Weevil, right? I don't necessarily believe that Weevil is actually Whitebeard's son, but I do believe she could have turned out looking the way she did because, as we just read right here, Whitebeard's own words, I have never had eyes for you at all, right? So she didn't get the love she wanted, so it ended up bad for her looking at how she did, right? And the Whitebeard's reaction, then what's your problem? Like, you can have any man you want. Leave me alone. Like, right there. So, and so the other thing I want to mention is for all you people, right? I know it was none of us here, but I know so many people, fans, who are singing a certain tune, ripping Roger, right? Because he was all love struck over Shaggy and whatever. Like that. It's like it couldn't. I even heard them saying this couldn't happen to Rocks. It couldn't happen to him. All that stuff. Well, look. I want to see the tune you're singing now because I heard some of them switch up. Oh, it's okay now. It's not. So when Roger does it, it's you're ripping Roger. Rocks does it. It's okay. I'm like, come on, man. For all those who are switching up now, think it's okay now because Rocks is doing it too now. Okay, it's like, come on, man.
Whitebeard too.
Whitebeard too. I was shocked about Whitebeard.
I wasn't shocked, man.
I was shocked about Whitebeard because we see everyone there. The only person we didn't see there and I was looking for was Kaido. I didn't see Kaido. You don't see Kaido in that little panel. And we don't see him in the next panel either. So I don't know what his take is on Shaggy, but we haven't seen him look at Shaggy yet.
Hey, man, fine is fine.
Yeah, right? So I thought that was very funny. And how, because also to me, you could even argue that the way Rox's reaction to Shaggy is worse than Roger's because this dude's out here doing chores.
Roger gave the treasure up.
Huh? He gave treasure and food, yeah.
Roger lost as a pirate.
I know, yeah. No,
he was on a pirate ship and they were like, yo, run the treasure. He said, you got it.
Yeah. So either or, what I was trying to say is like pretty much for those who are switching up, singing a different tune because Rox is doing it now, it's like, come on, man. Yeah, low-key being fake, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, it shows Oda's doing this for a reason, showing that the power it could have over some men, right? Right now, the only ones we kind of see that didn't really fall to that is Luffy and Zoro, so to speak, right? But like everyone else, kind of, huh?
And really,
nah, he ended up with Shaggy.
Yeah, but that's different.
I mean, he wasn't like
different. He hasn't been. He doesn't.
Yeah,
he's not doing this.
But but anyway, yeah. Yeah. So so then going into like I was saying the treasure thing, I'm not sure how to take this, but the way Oda wrote it, it makes you have to believe that this could have been the result of why the God Valley incident happened.
Trying to tell ya.
But I think it's also more than this though.
Maybe.
I think Shaki's definitely a big part of it. Because also, too, it paints in mind what the whole conversation, like, you know how long I've been waiting for this. Roger could have been talking about Shaki. And then Gabon's were no special privileges for the captain. And to me, because I always thought that was weird, because if it was about fruits alone, I was like, but none of them really cared for our half-fruits.
There's another little element there, too, that I didn't bring up, but I was going to bring it up.
What Ray says?
What Stussy says to Whitebeard. Stussy says, not you too.
Oh,
Whitebeard.
yeah.
And he's yelling at Rocks about running out there or whatever. But her reaction, similar to her reaction here, is one of jealousy.
Right.
So if it's actually Shaki over there, hey man, I'll talk about it a little bit. It's not a huge part of my thought process here, but we'll talk about it.
But see, that's why I think it's not the full situation, because obviously Big Mom, she's not going to be hung up over Shaki, but she clearly went there with an agenda and what she targeted, right? And it kind of seemed like what they were targeting as well besides Shaki was the abilities there, right? So I want to know, because we know Rox was hunting down certain abilities, right? Was some of the abilities that Rox had that they took that and Shaki, the world government, whatever, and Rox is like, I'm getting what's mine, meaning all of it, right? Because he wanted certain people to get certain abilities, right? Or was it just Shaki or whatever? Because clearly, was she targeted? She went straight for the abilities wise, or was it just information while they're going to get Shaki? Did they? Because you know how what's her name? Ginny did. She kind of leaked information, and they heard about the abilities. It was like, oh, we'll get those too. I'm not sure, right? But I do feel also tying it to, for example, since how Rox mentioned the abilities and how they talk about abilities here, this links to like Whitebeard's future thing with his crew. Because I thought it was very strange. You're gonna like force your crew to kind of take abilities, because we all know the law in Whitebeard's crew. Anyone on my crew who you come across a fruit, you have to eat it, right? But it kind of seems like not necessarily similar to the Rox Pirates, but they were kind of going after abilities, and then we saw that conversation with Kaido and Whitebeard, very similar, talking about ability-wise. So I thought that was very interesting. And that goes into like what I was mentioning before about how also what links up to, I think even now, where the world government is pinning Elbaf giants and especially Herald, or mostly Herald. If you want to join us, you have to take out Rox, right? I don't think Herald's going to do it, but I could think of, for example, we keep getting word about what Herald you could have been on our side, but the whole blunder.
The mistake you made. Yeah.
I wonder if it's involving Herald saying, no, I'm not going to try and fight Rox. Do I believe Herald had the power to take out Rox? No. Right? But in their mind, this would be a way to gain them. And now it resulted in God Valley. Right? We don't, obviously, God Valley happens first before Herald gets taken out. But we see here that Herald didn't take that, or try to me, in my mind, didn't try to take that opportunity, or wasn't chorus with it. So, but yeah, that's all I have to say for now.
All right, Seb?
I have a couple things here, so I'm going to be talking for a little bit, Larry, if that's cool. All the top tier pirates being perverts is just more Sanji upscale. You know what I'm saying? I tried to tell y'all a couple weeks back about the Sanji upscale, but we're here now. Katakuri Oven and Daifuku chilling in the background was funny to me. I thought that was cool. I don't know if you peeped them, Lawrence.
Wait, what?
Daifuku, Oven, and Katakuri are like chilling with Big Mom. Like,
oh yeah. I forgot to mention them.
I thought that was cool.
They're like dolls.
I like that Gloriosa likes to read newspapers. Like that's continued. That's a theme. Lawrence mentioned her talking about the newspaper in chapter 587 or whatever chapter it was. But like she's been doing that this whole time. I like that for her. So Stussy's reaction to Shaki coming to the island or retiring and or whatever, like I think it might add a little bit more to that story there. Lawrence mentioned that she has the negative future potentially, if that is the real her that we see. I think it is. But to me, what if she ended up joining Mads because she couldn't get Whitebeard to love her back? And she tried to create a new Whitebeard to love her. And it became this thing. Weevil or something of that ilk. Right? Like, I think that's possible. I think that's very possible, in that it's a sad future for somebody, especially somebody that, like, was a version of her that we kind of love as a community. But to see that this is what she was really like that's kind of crazy to me. That she was in love with Whitebeard to a degree where she would even go that far to like, yo, I want an obedient version of you that loves me back. And it's kind of sad because it's like she loved dude and he just don't love her back, which is, such is life. But it could be why she joined Mads, I guess is what I was saying there. I do want to revisit my theory about the crown jewel of Pirate Island being Shaggy and being the reason why Roger and them pulled up. I don't want to go too deep on this, but I said a couple weeks back that Rox may have beaten Roger in a Davy Back fight over Shaggy, and that could have been why Roger said it's been a year since, I felt this way. Gabon's reaction about not having dibs. And now I added in the little Stussy part about seeming jealous about saying not you too, Whitebeard. It would just be funny to me at that jump out that all these things are happening. And if this is why, I think it would be great. I would love to see it. But it does frame, I think we got a super chat about it already, that Shaggy would be this Helen of Troy figure in One Piece. It's a little different. Helen of Troy was like, I left to be with this other king. It's not the same vein, but a woman at the centerpiece of like a major war like that is the focal point of what the Helen of Troy thing was. Basically changing the power dynamics in the world and changing history. Leaves a question to me. Will Garp goon too? Are we?
No.
You don't think so?
He came across them when
Yeah, he was targeting Roger in that moment, but I don't think did he see her though? Because Shaggy says in her ripoff bar that Garp used to chase after her.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's in that same vein. She's a pirate. Garp is a Marine and the quintessential Marine. He very likely will just whatever.
I want to mention.
I can't knock it as a possibility.
It's not only because I noticed something at the end of it where obviously the Kucha pirates are leaving because Roger and Garp are clashing. They mentioned something while they're going away. It's like, dang, it had to be Garp's Marines. Sad. As in, Garp's not going over. He's legit trying to capture them. But also, too, happens more than once. So it's not this first time seeing anything. He's like, he usually kind of comes across us, and he's not like taken by.
He's
Shaggy.
like immune in a way that the other people aren't.
Right.
That tracks. Yeah. That tracks to me. The ending of the chapter. All right, so the Gorosei framing this Rox assassination as the price for Elbaf's allegiance to the world government. I love it. I love it so much. It's a very evil political move that's very in line with what the world government does. But I mentioned earlier, I don't think it's like overplaying your leverage to me. Like, the person wants to be part of the world government, and he's strong, and he has the connection to Rox, and maybe he has the power to take him out. But at the end of the day, look at how Emus wants the giants on his side now, to the degree that he's willing to make Loki a holy knight and things like that. Clearly, y'all value the strength of the giants, to a degree that's higher than, we're going to push leverage this way or that way. They're playing it as if they have more leverage here than they really do. And I think that's probably going to backfire on them. Now, in regards to the whole God Valley incident and... All right, so I have a theory as to who the traitor is on the Rox Pirates. And it's going to take not too long for this one. Might be able to get this one. But, all right. God Valley is remembered as the day the Rox Pirates fell. They were the most fearsome pirate crew in history. But what happened before that battle hints at a deeper betrayal. During chapter 1157, the crew is seen wreaking havoc on the Foot Colony, raiding and plundering a treasure that was allegedly donated for poor children. As the crew begins their standard infighting, the Marines immediately surround the island and capture them. Even Whitebeard suspected something was off. The Marines arrived far too quickly. It's eerily similar to what happened decades later, when Rocinante was secretly pinpointing Doflamingo's location for Suru and the Marines. It was only after Corazon left the crew to help Law find a cure for his white lead disease that the Marines started to struggle to locate the Don Quixote pirates. This made Dofi suspect his own brother of betraying him. For Rox, this early pinpoint wasn't the actual downfall, but it may have set the stage for it. Someone in the crew is feeding information about Rox and his location to the Marines. But who's the culprit? Why? And why would this early betrayal lead to Rox's eventual fall at God Valley? The timeline. In the years leading up to the God Valley incident, the world government begins to grow more frustrated with Rox pirates, and more specifically their captain Rox D. Zebek. The world government steals this crown jewel of Pirate Island, the most prized treasure under Rox's rule, sparking the God Valley incident. God Valley takes place and turns into an insane battle that leads to the fall of Rox. Could it all have been done purposely to position themselves to remove Rox from the playing field? Maybe, but who done it? Who's the traitor in the Rox Pirates? The suspect list. It could really be anybody in the crew at this point, but I do feel like we can rule out Whitebeard. Straight up betrayal isn't his style. As for everyone else, let's go down the list of prime suspects. Big Mom, known to betray allies for personal gain. Could have focused solely on securing her own prize during the chaos. Was seen tussling with Kuma for devil fruits and later gave Kaido his dragon fruit. It's possible she ignored the bigger fight entirely, but tipping off the Navy pre-battle feels a little less in character than simple opportunism for me. Silver Axe, mysterious new member. Fan theories suggest that he could be a deep cover marine agent or bounty hunter. If so, leaking the location to the Navy would be in line with his mission. His lack of history with the crew makes him a natural candidate for being the snitch. Kaido, only an apprentice at the time, later told Kinemon at Wano that pirates will betray you, likely from bitter first-hand experience at God Valley. Probably more of a witness of a betrayer than someone who actually turned on Rox himself. Don Marlin, a shadowy underworld boss with a real-world parallel to Lucky Luciano, who famously betrayed his boss, Joe Masseria, to establish the Five Families. If Don Marlin was positioning himself to control the underworld post-Rox, betraying his captain to the Marines could have been a perfect reset for him. Buckingham Stussy, we just talked about her a bit. A highly suspicious figure, once a Rox pirate, later a figurehead of Mads, and in the present day revealed as one of the clones tied to CP0. Her deep ties to the world government science division and espionage could make it plausible that she was already cooperating with them during the Rox era, and it could have been an early undercover agent embedded within the Rox crew, making a prime candidate for feeding Marines intel before God Valley. Now, Captain John, a long-tenured member of the Rox core lineup, seen cliffside with Rox as the Marines close in on the crew at the Foot Colony. At the front lines of God Valley, next to Rox when they ogle over Shaki, famous in the modern era for his legendary treasure. But here's the twist. What if that treasure wasn't plundered, but paid for? Not just for revealing the crew's location and possibly even the reason for the theft of the crown jewel in the first place, but for making a critical during battle betrayal itself, sabotaging Rox's plan, and potentially even straight up backstabbing him like Squar did to Whitebeard at Marineford. Chapter 1157 strengthens this possibility. At the end of the chapter, the Gorosei offered King Harold a seat in the world government if he takes out Rox. If they were willing to cut a deal with Harold, why not approach direct members with similar offers? Captain John could have been tempted with gold instead of power, a bribe in exchange for betrayal. The only suspect that we have that's tied to a fortune large enough to suggest a possible Marine payoff, and with enough trust within the Rox crew to ruin it from the inside. The Rox Pirates the fall of the Rox Pirates wasn't caused by one betrayal. It was a chain reaction. The signs of leaks in a not truly united crew aren't surprising. But maybe the killing blow came on sight when Captain John traded victory for the start of his legendary treasure. Just as the Gorosei promised King Harold a seat at the world government table for taking out Rox, they may have promised John a fortune for helping do the same. Now, I believe this may be poetic justice as well. After God Valley, Captain John eventually became a captain in his own right and amassed a fortune of a treasure. But when he decided to hoard it rather than share it with his crew, echoing the greed and self-interest that doomed Rox, they mutinied. John was stabbed multiple times in the chest by his men, dying not in glory, but in the same treacherous fashion he may have once inflicted on his captain. The world government knew they needed to extinguish Rox's light from this world. Perhaps they used a comrade to steal the crown jewel of Pirate Island and orchestrated a scenario that led to him facing both Roger and Garp, and even bought the dagger that stabbed him in the back. That's my Captain John Judas of God Valley theory. I have a little bit more to go with that about the 12 disciples of rocks, but I thought that was a little much, so I didn't go there. Which I think.
I was so in love with Captain John being like an advisor and the conversation of him being sort of the first commander of the crew. And I really liked that aspect. And it wasn't because of Whitebeard hate. It was just because I just generally found like he fit more for what Rocks wants to do compared to like a muscle man. So, but if this also makes sense, because it also happened with Drake with Kaido. I can see it happening. I have no pushback against it.
Yeah, I just like it because Captain John, like he becomes this legendary pirate. But I was like, it's like God Valley seems to be the origin of everything that's relevant in One Piece. And Captain John's treasure is supposed to be something that we're gonna find one day or whatever. It's a thing. It's like a secondary treasure to Rogers. But what if it's also origin from God Valley? And I was like working backwards from that, where it's like, okay, if this is John's actual character, he's a drunk, but he is greedy, he's selfish. The Rocks Pirates have this mole in there somewhere that's feeding intel. And the world government is giving these pirates or other figures like deals to be like, yo, turn on this guy, clip your boy. If they approach John, would he say no? If this is his character, this is what he's like, would he say no? I don't know. I don't know enough about John to say that he would say no. But
you think Ganzui is included in that too, since they were both found on Thriller Bark?
It could be a few dudes. Honestly,
I'm gonna be real with you. It's not a pushback. It's more like a change in adjustment. I don't think they reached out to John. I think he reached out to them.
Damn,
because if you look at most of
that's cold.
Because they look at, for example, a lot of times where pirates kind of take advantage of the situation because they know what they want. It's usually the person going out to the world government, right? Like for example, Blackbeard, he reached out to the war to become a warlord, right? You have what's her name, Vegapunk's York. She reached out to world government to become that, right? So I don't think they would be able to reach out to John. I think John reached out to them saying, "Yo, I'm gonna keep the treasure." Just like cut a deal, and they I think that's what it is. I think he reached out to them.
So y'all rocking with it? Y'all like it?
I do like it. I like it a lot. There's nothing I could really say about it.
I kind of feel like Wan Shi's also in that deal somehow.
Maybe.
I feel like he's
I don't think Wang Shi or Shiki, because they're actively trying to destroy certain pirates now, and I don't think that would happen. I think they're trying to get everybody.
I don't think Shiki. I think maybe Wan Shi, because he kind of seems like a snake in that aspect. I don't believe Shiki. I think he's just trying to
If I had to rank, I would put Captain John 1, because obviously I'm going to support that now. It's my theory. Captain John 1, I think Silver Axe is a really good potential shout, just because I like that, he's an undercover Marine or bounty hunter or whatever. I like that thought process. I put Big Mom in there. I just don't think it's her.
I don't think it's Big Mom because she actively was looking for Kaido on God Valley. I don't think it's just because of that. I feel like that's just not possible. But I can definitely see Captain John now. It's a good theory, bro.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, bro. Let's get to some super chats. I think, unless you guys have other stuff you want to bring out.
Yeah, I didn't go yet.
Oh yeah, my bad. I forgot.
All right, how do I start this off? All right, let's dive into something big here. Emu and the World Government Alliance. We know they've been a part of the world's history for centuries. And sure, they definitely know things we don't, right? In fact, I'd even say they hold pieces of the story that are essential to understanding everything. But what if I told you there's one thing they don't know? Something hidden from them. And that secret could be tied directly to Elbaf, or maybe even the One Piece itself. Here's why I say that. We've never been told that Emu and the world government could actually read the poneglyphs, if I remember correctly. They tried to destroy them, but they couldn't, which means they couldn't rewrite over them either. So yes, they know Joy Boy left something behind, but they don't know what it says. And that uncertainty terrifies them. That's why they go out of their way to eliminate anyone who might uncover the truth or who might have the tools to. And here's where Elbaf comes in. I don't think the world government has ever stepped foot there until Harold invited them. That's how they learned about Oris Castle, about the Abyss Pentagram, and about the prophecy, right? best pentagram being there so they can arrive. See, when the world government told Harold that joining them meant murking rocks, I don't think he could do it. So instead, he gave them something even more valuable, the prophecy of Elbaf. He told them rocks would most likely fall on his own anyway, but there was a much bigger war coming. And in order for the world government to survive that war, Elbaf would be the key. But here's the twist. Harold didn't believe that the dark figure, evil figure, the prophecy warned about, was sitting at the empty throne. He thought that that figure would be an enemy to both the world and the world government. This was the first time the government learned what the ancient kingdom knew, what Joy Boy and even Lily Nefertari knew. And from that moment on, Elbaf became central to their mission. But then something happened. Rocks didn't just pass away the way Harold thought. He fell directly to the world government, and when Harold saw what they did to him, just like when they saw them murk an innocent woman on a whim, he refused to join them. He made a different deal instead. He'd hand them the devil fruit they wanted. The government deduced that this fruit was most likely the Nika fruit that they've been searching for. And for that, Harold sealed his fate. The world government murdered him, not only because he refused to stand with them, but because he gave them the Nika fruit, and in doing so, made Elbaf too dangerous to leave as an independent. Murking Harold and enslaving Elbaf became their way of securing the future war they knew was coming. That's why they didn't let Harold in now.
I love the thought process behind Harold showing them the mural, not realizing that that's probably Emu. Like, these figures are probably these people. Mm-hmm. Just being naive and thinking, hey, like, we can build this culture, like, where we have to fight united together against what's coming. And he just not knowing, you know? Mm-hmm. I love that aspect of it. I think that would be really good.
Mm-hmm. And then you're saying because of that, they realized, yo, we got to take these people. So we got to take Harold out.
Mm-hmm. Get him out of here, too, man. You know what I'm saying?
We always say they're F-ups, the world government.
They be slipping.
But it's like they're dying to have Elbaf on their side now, but they're not having Elbaf on their side 44 years ago when they had every opportunity because Harold was begging.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They're making him do a deal just to be under their banner.
Yeah.
And it's like, why? What changed?
Right, yeah.
Like, what truly changed? And then I think Elbaf did something that Rocks probably would have warned him about. Don't give that information away. Mm-hmm. Even Garp was like, yo, you're laughable because of how ignorant you are to them. Even Rocks is telling them. Like, even Ida's saying, yo, you should have better friends.
It's just like a crazy... I'm, like, thinking of the panel of him, like, showing, like, Garling or something. Like, the mural. And Garling, like... like, I gotta relay this information back to them folks, bruh. It's gonna be... That's wild, bruh. Like, I'm thinking about it. That's kind of crazy.
How did they know about the prophecy in the first place?
I don't know. I've always assumed the Emu would have, like... So, you remember how Toki had her, like, speech to Kaido and Orochi and them? Mm-hmm. I figured there would be a version of that from the Joy Boy era, but maybe I've always just thought that, you know? That there would be something like that. The Emu knows the prophecy, that somebody's going to come and try to take me down from here. Whatever, Joy Boy will be reincarnated or whatever. But it could be it. It could be the mural. It could straight up be the mural. So...
I think what convinced me was that they just never could rewrite over on the poneglyphs. And it's like they don't have knowledge of how to do so. So they obviously lack some knowledge of what's like able to be done. So maybe they just lack knowledge of like what they didn't even know the prophecy existed. And I think that's going to be major. If that is true, they're going to be like, yo, so here's the deal. We got to prepare for this thing and like we're at the center of it. So we would like to like be more than just like and then like a affiliated country. We want to bring the whole world together to like defeat this guy because this is what it says that we were gonna do anyway. And Imu's like, what?
I will say the mural isn't like locked away in like an ancient king. Like it's not in the Aurus castle.
It's an Yggdrasil though.
Yeah, it is an Yggdrasil.
And like they're isolated. Nobody really goes inside.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's an interesting theory. All right. I want to pre-congratulate Sebastian on something he mentioned back in episode 215. Here's Sebastian's quote. Yo, what if the crown jewel of Pirate Island is Shaki? And the Celestial Dragons kidnapped her from Pirate Island, and that's why Roger crashed out. Too stupid? It might be too stupid. So let me congratulate Seb now before it even happens. Because if this turns out to be true, he most likely called it. But the bigger question is, and here it gets, and everybody's gonna get on me for it. Are we as a community satisfied with this revelation? No, let's be real. Let's bring it up to the center, bro. If Shaki really is the treasure Rocks went to God Valley for, is that enough? Is that enough? She's been directly referred to as a treasure, an irreplaceable one. So Oda might be pointing us in that direction. But for me, that's a bad plot point with potentially good execution. Here's my issue. All right, Law. Rocks has been set up as one of the most ambitious figures in One Piece ever. His goal isn't riches or women or even dominance over the seas. It's to become king of the world, right? He openly defied Emu to their face. He disrupted heavenly tributes. He gathered wealth, fame, and power and allies to challenge the greatest force on the planet. This is the man who commanded legends like Whitebeard, Big Mom, and Kaido. Men who could never be commanded by anyone else. The world literally refers to that era as the Rocks era. He was dangerous, calculated, and willing to toy with the very taboos of the world. And we're supposed to believe that this man threw it all away over some coochie? A woman he barely knew?
Huh? We got some time.
A woman, in the grand scheme, doesn't even further his goals. That sucks. That really sucks.
She might further the goals. If you're trying to unite people here, the strongest, greatest pirates here, she helping unite them. She helping with that. At the minimum.
In my opinion, the treasure of God Valley should tie into something on the scale of the ancient weapons or void century knowledge. Something that would justify Rocks risking everything. A woman simply doesn't fit the ambitions we've been shown, especially when that woman doesn't even want him. Shaki would have openly been on Pirate Island for a handful of years before God Valley, and we're supposed to believe Rocks threw away his empire for her? That's disappointing. Worse, we know her future, Lawrence. She ends up with Rayleigh, who aggressively cheats on her across Sabaody. And she tolerates it. Whether that's her desired lifestyle or not, it doesn't paint her as someone whose existence justifies the fall of the greatest pirate crew in history. And if that's really the case, then God Valley, the most anticipated backstory in the entire series, rivaling even Joy Boy's era, gets reduced to a joke. No wonder why people are already calling it Goon Valley.
Goon Valley. Yeah, they said they had what's the girl, Jenny? They had her screaming out in the microphone when she relayed the message that Shaki's panties are here. Everybody pulled out. Yeah.
And then,
dead, bro.
And then there's the Rayleigh Shaki Mihawk theory.
Oh, it's dead.
If Mihawk really is their kid,
it's gotta be dead.
Then the entire Silver's family might honestly be one of the worst families in One Piece.
No, I don't think the timelines match anymore. Mihawk's like 43, right? Or whatever. Am I tripping?
Don't matter.
Okay.
They could have happened after God Valley no matter what. Or during.
No, I'm saying...
How old is Mihawk right now?
He's too old. That's what I'm saying. He would have to already be like one right now, I think.
Could have had him. Don't know. Don't know. Don't know. Could have had him. Don't care. Mm-hmm. Listen, none of them, Rayleigh, Shaki, Mihawk, have made a truly positive impact on the story. I don't care if Rayleigh taught Luffy hockey. Gabon would have been better suited. That's right. Compare that to Gabon, Shanks, Gloriosa, or even Dragon, actionless behind. All of them upscale the story in their own way. But the Silvers family, if this Shaggy plot point ends up true, I'll be honest, I wish he didn't exist at the story at all. Because no amount of coochie is worth the fall of the Rocks pirates. None. And if Rayleigh himself doesn't think the coochie is worth it now, why should we believe it was back then?
Yeah.
Oda be in the kitchen cooking a 5-course masterpiece, like Michelin star quality. And then out of nowhere, he's like, you know what this needs? Extra cheeks. He dumps a whole Costco-sized bag of ass into the pot. Like, bro, you had the filet mignon on the stove and decided to season it with booty flakes. For what? For who? Man, I swear, every time Oda cooks, he's got to throw in some reckless nonsense just to see if we'll choke on it. And here I am, choking.
Yo, you're not wrong, though. I even said it's kind of dumb. Like, it's too dumb to be the reason. But, like, the point of One Piece is to let dumb things become major things. Like, they snowball into the things that change the whole world. Right? No?
It's funny because I will say Oda has low-key been pointing to this. First, he first introduces Bo Hancock, right? And then, the Mermaid Princess. And then remember, on Wano, Odin's daughter. Mm-hmm. You had all these men giving up money, all these lives for her. So then he's been kind of pointing to this, that how much, because if you really think about it, you think about God value, right? Right now, we're not really getting much. We know that they're greatest rivals, but we're not getting much of Roger and Rox, really kind of meeting up places. But we know they did, but we're not getting much of it. And then we know someone that Roger was constantly chasing after was Shaggy. And then immediately he goes to God Valley when he finds out whatever. But also too, it mentions it's not just the Roger pirates and the Rock pirates that showed up there. They mentioned other pirates showed up too.
Cause Fai's there, bro. That's stupid. I ain't gonna lie, that's stupid.
But it mentioned how we just saw on For the Lead. The reason this dude became a pirate was the hopes of being aborted by Shaggy. So
I don't care. I don't care. I know women have started wars. I know dudes have they mans mess with they girls. I don't care, bro. She's not your mom, bro. Like, she's not a family member. She's a chick who literally goes 40 years into the future and literally gets cheated on consistently, non-stop. Rayleigh doesn't even think the coochie good, bro.
What if it's not just Shaggy, though? What if it's just a piece of it? It was just that she just,
I think she's a piece.
Like, that could be Roger's reason. That doesn't need to be Rox's reason.
We saying the greatest pirate ever of all time was deduced to a woman? Even if it was a guy, like, reduced to one person, that's the treasure?
I hope I'm wrong, just for your sake, bro.
There's a billion baddies out there that could probably look like Shaggy, bro. Yeah. And they worried about one?
But I guess the question is, what would you rather it be then if it's not Shaggy?
He said some sort of lore, some sort of knowledge, some sort of
It could have been an ancient weapon. Like, it could have been, like, the Pluton blueprints. Like, it could have been Uranus blueprints. It could have been anything, bro, that's literally worth a damn. We talking about something with value that decreases over time.
Yeah.
Wow. Like, beauty doesn't last forever, right?
See,
it ain't always gonna be that great forever.
Man, see, that's the
you don't even know how she you don't know how she treats men. Clearly,
she tricking.
She wilding out. Like she literally on the Kuja Pirates to give out punani and to come back to the island and get pregnant.
Hold on.
Like, that's what happens with the Kuja Pirates. And honestly, I'm mad at Rayleigh because he allows this behavior. Like, he's
Bro.
Yo, as men, we should tell other men, they shouldn't be doing this to themselves, bro. We
I
gotta
agree
start
with
holding Rayleigh accountable, bro. You need to be better as a man.
We haven't. Hold on.
If you're gonna be with this woman and she caused all this fuss, you better be faithful to her. You better be treating her right. Instead, he out here just cheating.
So?
The most valuable coochie in the world, and he cheating on her.
He had it.
It just means it was worth nothing. Nothing. She got nothing going for her, bro.
Don't blame her for really cheating. That's on Ray.
Nah, bro. Don't care, bro.
That's on Ray.
Don't care, bro.
If they're in an open relationship, it's not cheating. 2.
I don't care.
2.
That's not a lifestyle everybody should have, man.
That you disagree with the lifestyle, that's fine.
Rayleigh could be out here having kids, and then Rayleigh in the back like, damn, yo, dudes really went to war for this? It's crazy. This shit mid. That could actually be happening.
Gosh, I can't, bro.
That could actually. He don't even find her aggressive. He doesn't even find her happy enough to be around for months. He leaves for months.
He a pirate. This is him returning back to his roots.
He don't leave the island.
Listen, man.
He was so down bad about not being with her. He got locked up on purpose.
That was for bread.
Right.
What, you want Riley to get a job?
He got a job.
Nah, I'm
He
saying.
coached ships.
He coached ships.
But I'm saying though, there's easier money out here than that.
I'm just thinking to myself, bro. It's just not worth it, bro.
I agree with most of your sentiments. I just feel like
God.
you projected a little bit. That's all right though. I gotta get these
it's
two
just
done. We got 10
never.
minutes, bro.
Nah, we going an extra 30. I'm
Oh,
not.
all right, cool.
Yo, this is the greatest part we've ever seen, bro.
No, it's not. Roger's the greatest part we ever seen. Yeah, I gotta understand that. Like, I don't know why y'all keep not accepting that and realizing it's Roger.
That's why I wanted to add the kingdom and the nation thing that Roger.
And the thing is, like, yo, she is fine though. She is fine. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like she not.
Bro.
Like, clearly she is. She got the charisma of a fine woman. But it's like,
Hey, Emu might be crashing out over Lily.
He said really is a high value pirate.
I can't.
yo, the thing is, he don't respect her, and I hate that because, like,
Yo.
at least respect her. That way, the story could be like, yo, she was worth it. Like, Oda really said, yo, years down the line, yo, she ain't even gonna be worth it like that, bro.
Rox really be
But
playing
you
with your
can't blame
emotions,
Shinky
bro.
for Ray.
I think this is what
That's
really
just Ray.
Rox be playing with Larry emotions, bro.
Yeah.
That's what it really is. He be so high up, and then he be having these lows with it, bro. He be like, yo, he's all these things. Yo, Davey Magpies. Yo, he did. God Valley, Crouch, us. It's just this is some chick that some other pirates right hand bags later.
I think you'll be happy when you.
He cheats on her.
I think he'll be happy when he finds out who's Blackbeard's mom is. When she's, you know,
He's not gonna care about that.
You know?
He's not gonna care, bro.
because like, all right, go by this one. We see Gabon was over Shaki, you know, head over Shaki, but you see now he's with Ripley. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, bro, she got the Pirate King on his back. Like, Whitebeard looking dumb. Like, the hardest part about this, she ain't even ripping them off in the bar. She actually serving them.
No, she is though. She was like, well, no, she's not ripping them off yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
But she's like, oh, can you get that for me? And they're building stuff for her. They're helping her build the thing up. Like
That's just beauty privilege, bro.
nah, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
all
that's
cop free. Like instead of having paying out
She
of
ain't
pocket.
really ripping them off though. Like when
Nah,
Rox and them walked into the bar, she was serving, bro.
Yo, I low key thought she was about to steal all their treasure.
I
I
feel
first
like
read
that's
translation-
why she's here.
Yeah, I feel like she's gonna steal Rox's treasure.
Because we didn't get that yet either. Like what her actual reasoning for being here is.
She said it. She hid it from the Navy because she being hunted.
That's it. I mean, I guess, yeah.
Once she can just go back to the island for that, because they don't approach that island. You know.
Well, they definitely don't approach this one.
Yeah.
This is like the OG Yonko
Yeah.
territory.
But when
like,
for the other translation,
like-
how I first read it as she was going to take Rox's treasure.
I just wish that Rayleigh was like, yo, she's actually worth it. Because then we could be like, yo,
he
like,
marries her, bro. Like he clearly thinks she's worth it. He just a guy, and he a dog, man.
Don't talk about it like that, bro.
Not all guys
I was gonna say, don't say guys is being a
all guys
guy.
are like that.
Not all guys are like that.
Okay,
It's just
he's
right.
not just a guy. Cool. He's a legendary pirate in his own right. Like, he's been dogging women probably for generations.
Literally, his greatest achievement has been cheating on Shaggy.
Okay. Alright, man.
He's called a dark
You
king
know what
and
though?
everything.
Within the realm of what we're saying, Larry has a point.
If
If she is the crown jewel of Hachinosu and is the reason that God Valley happened, it can be argued that it's his greatest achievement.
It's not an achievement though. So I don't want to like give it credit to his
every
achievement.
single legendary pirate of this era lusted after this woman, and you pulled her.
I understand that.
I guarantee you, he ain't even pull her. She pulled him. And then he started cheating.
To me, no. The reason I'm saying is that I'm not putting cheating in any way. I don't care who does it. Is not something to be promoted. That's what I'm saying. It's not an achievement. It's not like your greatest thing. No, it's like, to me, that's a wrong that you're doing. You know, that's what I'm not knocking Shaggy for. That's Ray's wrong that he's doing.
Whatever, man. I don't care about her no more, bro.
It's not even confirmed.
I don't care.
Yet,
I don't care about Rayleigh. I don't care about none of
You
that.
let it get you this, man.
I know it's gonna happen, bro. I know God Valley gonna be about her and how great the coochie is, and then all of a sudden the whole war gonna go in dismay because she here, and she gets captured. So she just like a Daphne at this point, right? Like if that happens, you know they show up when Rox is not there.
Yeah.
And the crew not there. She gets taken. She's supposed to be this amazing captain, probably super strong, and then she just versus like somebody from Kamabaka Kingdom, and they don't really care how she looks, and they just capture her.
No, it's crazy.
Probably Garland.
No, it's crazy. You're mad at Rox and Roger for doing this, but you're mad at Dragon for not doing this.
Wait, what do you mean Dragon not doing this? What do you mean? Hold on. What do you mean?
The same thing happened to Jenny.
Yeah.
and Dragon, Kuma, and Ivankov didn't move. But Rox and Roger did.
Talk to him.
Wait, there's a difference. No. There's a humongous difference.
But it's funny as hell to think about it the way Lauren said it.
That's
so funny.
One, right? Dragon could have just showed up with Kuma as insurance. Search for Jenny through observation hockey, got to her, teleported her out. That would have been it. He didn't need to start a war over her.
Dragon wouldn't have, man.
You know what I'm saying? Rox is like, yo, I'm going to take the entire crew. Everybody else going to be there. And we just going to get this one woman back who's not a part of the crew technically.
Hold on.
You know what I'm saying?
I will say this. And I know we're trolling and all this stuff. There is something to be said about if Rox was to just allow it.
Yeah.
If you're the greatest pirate of all time.
It's Pirate Island.
Nah, you're the greatest pirate
She's not a part of the crew.
You're the greatest pirate of all time, and the Marines and the world government can pull up to your island and take your crown jewel whenever they feel like, and you're not gonna spin?
Mm-hmm. Again.
If you want to be the greatest pirate of all time or not. Because you can't allow that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't.
So what I will say is, right, one, she's already said she doesn't want to be a part of the crew.
It doesn't matter.
So she's not a part of the crew. This would be like stealing a regular pirate that's on the island. Just because it's Shaki and she's notorious and has infamy,
you don't get to pick and
doesn't
choose.
mean you just can't be like,
It's the
yo,
principle.
she's worth it.
You don't
Let
get
me
to
go
pick and
grab
choose,
her.
bro.
There's no way.
You don't get to pick and choose.
No, I'm not picking and choosing.
Either you're putting him in the GOAT conversation as a pirate. There's no great pirate that would allow for their treasure to get taken by the world government in this way and be like, well,
again,
I
wouldn't think of her as a treasure. I don't think she should be considered as a treasure.
But she is.
Yeah.
That's the reality. She is. She's looked at as such. And honestly, it wouldn't matter if it's her or not. It could be a flower. It could be a Den Mushi. The world government can't come to Pirate Island and take my without me doing something about it. Mm-hmm. Because then you're not what we think of Rox.
Yeah.
You're not that. You're not a great pirate. You're just some guy. Again, the fact that it's Shaggy it's goofy, it's funny, it's goon, all the trolling. But the principles are the same. You can't come to my island and take my while I'm not there and think nothing's going to happen. Period. Full stop. You can spin it however. The fact that it's Shaggy, cool. You can't do that. It does not matter what the treasure was. It could be glasses, bro. It could be a bottle of water. It don't matter what it is. You cannot come to my and take my and think you good and be considered a great pirate.
Yeah.
Rox is a great pirate, so he spun. That's the game. It's funny because it's Shaggy, potentially whatever, but this is what it is, bro.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I got you, bro. Rox is still him, man.
Nah.
I got you, man. This the game.
The whole One Piece world is dumb.
That's fine.
The
It's
entire
always
world is
been
dumb.
dumb.
But
really
Garp even
dumb.
said it. Garp said, I told y'all not to mess with that island, you know? So it's like,
Can't do
Rox
it,
was
bro.
like, yo, that's, anyway, he claimed it, that's mine.
We can eat a
You
bag
took
of
it.
rocks, bro.
Listen,
I
man.
hate it, bro. I absolutely hate the writing of it. I hate everything about it.
I love it so
Because
much.
it's about some woman that gets cheated on. Like, yo, she's not even worth it, bro.
That's Ray's
She's
show.
really not worth it, bro.
Yo, but the principles are still the principles, bro.
Not because, like, I don't know how she is, but she is a good woman, but she's just getting cheated on. Is she still not worth it? But she's a good woman, but Ray just, he's just a cheater. That would still make her.
No, because she allows it. She allows herself to be cheated on.
I don't think any of that's actually relevant, though. Is
To
my
me,
point. But
You can't
that's you.
you can't hold all this significance on the world and its future upcoming events because you don't find yourself respectable enough.
Mm-hmm. Are you switching our rocks, man? How'd y'all know? Are we here? Or do we get there? Did Oda build them up to break them down again? Look at it, bro.
I hate Rayleigh, bro.
How was it really?
He let Ace die too, bro.
I need more water, bro.
Yeah. Ray, like,
Rayleigh winning!
He's like, I'm gonna live my life. I'm gonna live my life.
Like, Rayleigh
This is
didn't
my
love him,
crown
bro.
jewel.
This is
My crown jewel is my peace and these hoes. Alright? That's my crown
He
jewel.
legit like, I'm gonna do what I want.
I'm gonna do what I want.
I'm gonna do what I want.
I'm a conqueror. I do what I want at all times. Period. Alright?
I can't.
Yeah. Rayleigh won,
All
man.
I'm saying is Ace deserved better. Shaggy deserved better. And it's all Rayleigh's fault, bro. Like, he should have just ended this before all of it got out, bro. Just, like, hook up with her, make her yours. That's it, bro. Now she ruining the One Piece world as we know it. Like, the story itself is ruined.
I don't know.
I want to ask Marv his opinion on this, but he doesn't know. He didn't read the chapter for real. This is too funny, bro. They said Rayleigh got the One Piece.
Oh man.
All right, are you done? I got these super chats. We have like 70.
Oh, I did want to point out
Okay.
that Kaido's kids aren't
Yeah.
Daifuku, Katakuri,
Yeah,
anymore.
It's not. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
So I guess didn't realize that they were twins. Someone
The
said
triplets. The
triplets.
the triplets. I mean,
He would say twins.
because someone said, all right, Kaido is Dogtooth's dad, and it said Silver Axe is
Well,
Oven's dad, and then Dafuku's dad, because they kind of look alike, and then it was like Shiki, I think is Oven's dad, and I was like, the triplets, that can't be possible.
It's possible. It's just we
Yeah.
probably shouldn't be talking about it
Yeah.
on this
All
pod,
right.
but
No.
it's possible.
Definitely not.
Kaido would have had to meet her when she was 20 and he was 9 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she would have had to come to Vaka Kingdom
Yeah.
in order to, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he was 13 when he left Vaka Kingdom, and
Yeah,
It's
I know
15
it's
when
not
we met
that.
it. Yeah,
that's
so-
not
It's
the
not
situation.
counting
Yeah.
that. I'm just saying that the notion of
But
multiple of those triplets being having different fathers is possible. It just is.
all right. Let's just get to the super chats.
Yeah, that's nasty. Man.
Hey man, what's it called? Super Funkication or whatever it's called. I forgot what it's called. Anyway, We got another 5 from Wise Life. It says, "Happy Monday, fellas. Any new gen characters getting a strongest title other than Zoro by end of series? Hashtag I didn't see you. Hashtag Larry Joa. Hashtag Law's mukbang partner. Hashtag Mark."
What?
The goat emoji.
That's
I don't have a take on that.
strongest? Like, I'm
Yeah.
Maybe Shanks?
Is he's not new gen.
Oh, new gen.
Yeah.
Like Luffy generation?
Yeah.
It's Luffy.
Yeah, it had to be Luffy, maybe even Zoro.
Yeah, they said other than Zoro.
Other
so
than
yeah,
Zoro,
it would have to
oh.
be. I don't think so. Would Kobe get strongest Marine? Like
You may like this. I saw things on stream. They're trying to say Sanji's the new Whitebeard of this era, and I'm like, how? But they're saying it.
I don't scale Sanji to that. Another 2 from Uwu. It says, "Who's a better gooner, Rocks or Sanji?" Hashtag Spotify. I know we joke about
Sanji.
gooning. It's not a competition. It's Sanji. It's not close.
Sanji does it to every woman.
Yeah. Rock's doing it for this specific woman. He's not even gooning to the degree that Sanji does.
would have
like,
gooned over Shaggy and Gloriosa at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, bro. And then
Big Mom.
Stussy. And then Big Mom. And then whoever else, right? It wouldn't have mattered. Another 5 from Jared D. Curtis. It says, "With these last 2 chapters, I hope we can all finally agree Oda is telling us one thing. Sanji is a conqueror confirmed." I agree that the notion that one pushback that people had that conquerors wouldn't do this, like I always thought that was nonsense. But like, this isn't confirmed Sanji has conquerors, right?
Yeah.
Even if I think he does, I don't think this confirms it. We got another 5 gifted memberships from Roy Stokes. So thank you, Roy.
Thank you, Roy.
I think I got one of those, Loki. Another 5 from Eduardo Torres. "Marv, can we get a soundboard clip of when Law said he wanted Bulma to spread her legs for him?" Crying emoji. "Yes, it actually happened. Hashtag yes, Queen Larry."
Don't play it, Marv. Wait, when was the...
Was it Lionel or Lawrence? I feel like it was Lionel.
Bulma from Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah, I feel
Oh,
like
it was Lionel.
Yeah.
He said he wanted to spread food on the table or something like that, but he said legs.
Yeah.
I forgot what
It was
episode it
something-
was.
I remember it.
Yo,
'Cause I
can you guys
remember-
pinpoint that episode
Yeah.
for me?
We got another 2 from Sweet Meat. It says, "Bringing my son home today, Larry. Hashtag BBC. Hashtag Seb winning."
Yo.
Okay.
Yeah, well, he had a
Congrats.
kid while
Oh, yeah!
reacting to the
Congrats.
chapter. It was 20
Yeah.
minutes into the reaction. He said his kid was born.
Oh,
And then I
man.
told him to get a DNA test just in case.
Wow, bro. Yo, what's
But I was joking.
what's wrong with you, bro?
It's required nowadays.
I low-key think it should be. But,
Yeah, it should be. Legally, it should be.
Sweet Meat, congrats.
Yeah,
Truly.
Sweet Meat, congrats.
Congrats, man.
Another 280 from Garbage D. Fishman. Completed Gantz. Which part you guys took a break? All right, so the part I took a
Oh
break,
my God.
sorry for the spoiler, was the blackface mall shooting. I was like, I can't read this.
Sebastian! Realize what YouTube is,
My
bro.
bad. But that was the part.
Oh my God.
I was like, yo, I can't
Yo,
look at
he
this right
just has the worst PR training ever. Like, bruh.
now. It was bad.
You could have just said, yo, dark, you know what I'm saying, paint itself, mall.
We like 3 hours in, they ain't paying attention no more.
Oh, that was different.
Yeah, you're the worst, bro.
My bad. Just bleep that out. I ain't say that, y'all. Another 250 from Himothy Way. Shaki with the apron had me barking at my screen. She was looking good. She was.
that's the best she ever
She
looked
had
to
that
me.
thigh gap going. Hey, man. Another 5 from Anthony's crew. If Shaki is the reason for God Valley, then that's Sanji upscale, which means Kaban upscale, which means Rayleigh, which means Zoro upscale, which means Mihawk upscale. This is how they think, bro.
That
It
makes
all comes
no
back to Mihawk,
sense.
man.
I can't. Honestly, you're making it to the point where I can't wait till Mihawk goes down.
Yo, I'm
Dude,
telling you,
I
that's how I
can't wait
feel,
now.
bro.
Oh my
man.
God.
That's how I
still
feel.
haven't gotten to that point because I still just want to see Mihawk do cool stuff. I'm still there.
Gosh, man.
Another 10 from Ravenstorm. You get isekai'd into the One Piece world. You get to pick one female with a devil fruit and one male without a devil fruit. Who you got and where are you starting your journey towards Reverse Mountain?
Viola.
Female with a devil fruit. Ooh, I like
I'm
that
picking
pick.
Viola.
I like that pick.
And then a person with the devil fruit.
Are they all prime? You gotta change this for me.
As your crew member? That's what we're doing?
Yeah. Like this would be your first mate and your girl, I guess.
Rosinante. Just because I like the dynamic of both.
That boy weak, man. You tripping. But I feel you.
I can use him for a couple things.
I'd pick Law.
That's something crazy.
Law. Oh, without a devil fruit. Rosemont has a devil fruit, bro. Can't pick him.
They said...
No, female with a devil fruit, male without a devil fruit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Zoro.
If they're prime, I'm going Gabon because I rock with him the most. For my guy. For the girl with a fruit, I feel like just limited choices, and you pick the best one in my opinion.
Yamato.
I don't vibe with her character like that. She can be calling herself.
Call me Odin.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, shut up. I'm like, yo, shut up, bro.
All right, come on, let's next one.
No, you guys.
Right, yeah, Larry's choices are work. Number 2 from Michael Aguirre. Book recommendation: Red Riding Trilogy. # Hail Reaper. Okay, I'll notate that. Another 5 from from Nimbus Jujubee. It says, Yo Topped, people been complaining about bad pacing these last 3 One Piece episodes. I don't really blame Toei since chapters don't have a 20 minutes worth of content. I haven't watched them, so sorry, Nimbus, but...
I've watched them. I don't feel that way.
Okay.
Marv says he doesn't feel
Marv, so what you talking about, bro?
I think they leave off at weird points, though. The cliffhanger from the previous episode was just kind of oddly anticlimactic, but that's all I can say about it.
Okay.
Okay.
I will say that their point was like the content itself. I guess for Marv not knowing what the content is being pulled from exactly.
It could be that. Yeah, it could be that.
But as an anime only, Marv enjoyed it. Another 5 from ODB AMS. If Kid and Law 2v1 Big Mom, could Blackbeard 1v1? If not, who's the weakest character he can beat her with? I believe Blackbeard could 1v1 Big Mom, but I'm in the minority here for sure. So I'll just stop there. Do you have an answer? I don't know if you have an answer.
Who's the weakest character he could be here with?
Yeah.
Oh man,
It's a lot of dead air, bro. You got something?
I don't think she can be beat without somebody that has conquerors hockey like that.
So a conqueror.
So it has to be a conqueror. I'd probably say somebody like Gabon.
Okay.
It would take somebody of that skill caliber because Blackbeard doesn't have it.
Okay. Another 10 from James. It says, I wasn't going to pay the tax until my last super chat got read. Now they got my feet. # Celestial tax, Larry tax. Question, during Reiju's intro, was Luffy resistant to poison forgotten?
Yeah.
He grew into resistance because of his dealings with Magellan.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's, I don't say he's immune, but he has resistance. They highlighted it on Fishman Island, I think, as well.
Yeah, he got poisoned on Fishman Island.
Another 2 from Kenny Ota. Can Shanks hockey bypass Gojo's infinite infinity?
If he wills it.
Yeah, I would say so. Another 5 from Kirby. Which One Piece character would you pick as a year-long workout partner? I'd pick Whitebeard, bro. Was ripped.
Zoro.
Yeah, I think the answer is Zoro, right?
Mm-hmm.
Although I'd be wanting to gain specific stuff, so I'd probably go with a Lucci or some one of the CP9 people.
That's good too.
I want to gain those abilities.
Yeah,
I don't
want
to be jacked for no reason. I'm not fighting people for real. I want to be able to use Geppo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
Another 5 from Big Meat Above All. Okay. The United States teleported in the One Piece world they do. What is happening? How well are they doing? Are they evolving or joining the world government? Revolting or joining the world government? Would it be a good arc? The United States? They would definitely join the world government.
Nah, they tell the world government to join them. You got an ancient weapon. We got nukes. And we have red 5.
The reason I said they would join is more because they're just in line with doing grimy stuff. They'd be down. But you right.
Yeah,
about
bro.
How we approach things.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't revolt, but they would be willing to go to war, if that makes sense. Because it wouldn't be a revolt to them. There would be a separate nation that they'd be like, well, you're the ops. So it wouldn't be a revolting in their mind.
They'd be like, yo, you got an ancient weapon? You can't have that.
we need that.
Yeah.
We need that. Another 5 from Pastor C. The way Shaki moving, she might be another living ancient weapon. They giving her that kind of importance, apparently. Another 10 from Jared. I love how this isn't even confirmed yet. We're
It's
talking
basically confirmed.
Another 10 from Jared D. Curtis. I believe Davy Jones is the name of the sea god, just like how Nika is the name of the sun god. And that's why Rock's saying he's a worshiper of him is like the Giants Buccaneers with Nika. Very possible.
Very possible.
Another 2 from Nico. It says Kid Goku at the first tournament versus Roger and Whitebeard.
Kid Goku.
I got
You guys
Roger
gotta
and Whitebeard,
stop,
bro. I got him. Another 5 for Pastor C. Y'all think the infighting of the rocks is what caused a lot of the nation's incidents instead of direct planning?
No.
No, it's probably a lot of direct planning. Another 5 from Ravenstorm. They got Sanji kicking the Kizaru attack in the opening animation. Do they? Okay.
But they don't got it in the actual episode, though.
Another 5 from Sick Gamer. Has Rocks lost aura since he tripped out over Shaggy since everybody been on my boy Roger head? Talk to Larry, man. He was feeling away. Where's aura at right now for you?
No, it's the same as everybody else. I just think that going to get Shaggy as a treasure is crazy.
Another 19 months. Knockout stats from Roberto Figueredo. Forgot to say Rocks in the English dub sounds fire. Oh, I haven't heard it. I don't know if that's going to be his consistent voice.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we
heard it. We watched that episode.
Not in English.
Not in English, yeah.
Another 2 from Dagger DeShane. A top crew. Who's the strongest Usopp can defeat? Ooh.
I think last time we had this, we said Helmeppo. Right?
Probably a Vice Admiral.
What?
Yeah.
Nah.
There's like what's his name? The dude that Bartolomeo beat. Mozambi or whatever his name was. I don't remember his name, but he was a Vice Admiral. He lost. Like Usopp could probably beat that guy. Right?
It's a hard possible. Oh no. Usopp weak as hell.
All right, another 2 from 280 from Del Kepka. What did baby Loki do that makes him beat Blackbeard though? Exist to Larry.
It wasn't only to me. I put out clear points and all of us were like, yo, maybe it's this, yo.
He tanked the crazy that's a durability feat, bro. Another 5 from Digital Cab. Roger went after Shaggy when she was under the Kuja flag, but left the Rocks Pirates alone for a year when Shaggy was the crown jewel. Rocks is greater than Roger. All right, so I have a theory that Roger challenged Rocks to a Davey Back fight for her. We'll see if that turns out to be true, but we'll see. Another 2 from Al Suave. The Goon Piece. The Goon Piece is real. Apparently. Another 3 months at Ackerman status from Lord Franco. Gachia Kuta been going crazy. Have y'all peeped it? Nah, I haven't yet. I'm going to download it to my tablet so I can watch it on a plane. I have a couple of flights coming up. Another 2 from Nico. Strongest person Baby Loki defeats. LMAO. Hashtag Goon Piece.
Blackbeard.
Another 5 from Christian Cook. Do you think Loki said Shanks cheated because of his mark at the time? Maybe he used regen ability. I don't think he said he cheated. I think he's called him a coward. I don't remember him saying Shanks cheated to win the fight or anything like that.
Who said that?
Loki. Like I don't think
Loki?
he said that.
No, he didn't say anything.
Yeah, he didn't say that.
No.
Another 10 from Pat's Concerts. Hey, Topped. Could you shout out my boy from work, Kasim, and welcome his newborn baby to the world?
Oh, welcome, bro.
Yeah.
Welcome to newborn.
Congrats,
Welcome.
Kasim. Shout out to you.
To test you.
We both catch every stream and talk about it to get through the early morning shifts. Much love. Hey, man. Shout out to y'all. And I hope y'all are enjoying this a little later.
Yeah, be safe at work.
Yeah. Another 2 from Music Noah. Let's go Megamind. Hashtag Sebi Webby Gang. Hashtag Top on Top. Thank you. Another 20 from Project Iceman. Pleasure to put my name in the hat for this super chat. Hashtag first. LOL. I wanted to ask you all, how would you react if the sickness Roger had that ruined his lifespan was love sickness? Oh, God, no.
I'm telling you, bro.
Doesn't just work with Kuja Pirates. Hashtag Larry Tags. I would absolutely hate that.
Yo, I'm telling you. And then all of a sudden he meets Rouge and has a kid and then leaves her too. Hey, bro, none of these Roger Pirates, bro. Only good person is Gabon.
Hey, man.
Dude literally stayed on the island with his woman and his kid.
Yeah. Another 2 from Ultra Mix. Who would win a fight, a lion or a tuna? This is Lawrence's territory.
This is from other guys.
Listen.
Oh, yeah.
This is from other guys.
800-pound tuna. Now
Tunas know what lion tastes like now.
we've developed a series of breathing apparatus. Yeah, I can't. Man.
And then we're going to go on land. He's like, you know, it's not going to take us long. We're going to find you. What is it, 2 to 3 days?
No problem.
No problem.
Another 10 from Lucky Roo. Do y'all think old Garp is stronger than Odin? I do. And what diff would he win or lose the fight? High diff. I don't know if you have a different take on that.
I agree.
Yeah.
Another 5 from James. Got my feet back. This is my favorite podcast. # when it's there, you gotta ride it. Okay. Another 1 month at Warlord status from Don Pablo. It says, yo, sorry if you've answered this before, but since the top rebrand, any plans for any non-One Piece streams? Like for Naruto, DBZ, AOT, or Hunter x Hunter? Much love.
Yeah, we got to work something outside of the pod. Another thing.
Yeah. Another 5 from Akuma. Would you rather help Pain pass Jiraiya or be the one who passed Ace? Oh, clipped these people.
Would I rather be the one who clipped Jiraiya or clipped Ace?
Yeah, like you're helping assist in both scenarios.
Dang.
I really like both of those characters. So
I don't like Pain or Akainu to do that.
I clipped Jiraiya.
But who I would clip, yeah.
I'd say I would probably clip Jiraiya too, just because of what Pain was trying to do is as misguided as it was. I do believe in it in some way, like what he was trying to do. What Akainu was doing was just like putting dude up on the chopping blocks, basically simply because who his dad is crazy.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. Granted, Ace was a pirate and doing stuff, but like that was the reason.
He was doing one. His dad wasn't doing any evil, and neither was Ace.
Yeah.
So.
I would have clipped Jiraiya before he trained the kids in the Rain Village.
He should have just took the kids back to the Leaf Village with him.
That's what he should
I
have
don't
did.
know why he just do that, bro.
He should have took care of Naruto.
He didn't want the responsibility, man.
No, Jiraiya. I love Jiraiya. He trash, yo.
He wrote a.
He made so many mistakes.
Yeah, bro. He wrote a book. Nobody talks about that book. Nobody.
Bro could have been Hokage and had the Leaf Village with Naruto and Pain in them, Nagato.
He
and
wanted none of that.
He went, yo, let me go try to find Orochimaru and look at women, bro. Like, come on, bro.
He ain't stop Orochimaru either.
He didn't do that.
He didn't want the
He
responsibility.
ain't land Tsunade.
He almost pulled at the end.
Akainu, when he talked to Ace about how Whitebeard was a failure and it was never his era.
Jiraiya.
That was Jiraiya.
We got another 5 from Jeeds. It says, have y'all considered opening the One Piece card game? One Piece 13 came out. It will have Emu, the 5 elders, and the 3 brothers. Possibly the best set to come out. I saw that Gege from JJK did like a tribute to Oda for something he did with the card game. I thought they looked dope. And they had all the Yonko crews in the card game too. I thought that would look cool. Another 2 from Nico. Current best in each category. AP, durability, speed. AP, I'd probably go with Shanks. Right? Speed? Kizaru by default? Durability, is Kaido still alive? Like, I don't know if that counts.
It's all Luffy, bro.
Oh, durability, what's his name? What's his name?
It's all Luffy.
The Workery guy. That guy. Another 10 from the FedEx guy. What's up, my guys? Happy Monday and much love for everything you guys do. Besides Emu, Joy Boy, and the Void Sentry, who or what backstory are you most excited for? # always getting top. Blackbeard.
He says, aside from Joy Boy, Emu, and the Void Sentry.
Yeah.
Blackbeard's a good one. Backstory, who we?
Dragon's another one.
Dragon, a good one.
Whatever the Brook thing is, bro.
Yeah.
Another 5 from Red Nations. Garp being saved by a revolutionary and a pirate. Peak. # top. # Kuma made a grown Nika cry. Yeah, man. Backstory was sad. Another 2 from Nico. Silver Axe was a bit hurt while Kaido and Whitebeard were. Yeah, I peeped that.
Yeah.
And that's pre-Delver. I mean, Kaido's already at Oni, but yeah. Another 2 from Annie's Lobby. Mihawk sunk 49 ships in one day. # Mihawk upscale.
When?
John Creek. Another 2 from Jada Rude. Oda needs to drop logbooks when One Piece is over. Hopefully. Another 20 from Red Max. So here's the question. What devil fruits are the best for each race in One Piece? Like the flame fruit that would make a Lunarian invincible. Minx would go Goro, would master Goro no Mi faster than anyone. I actually think I would rather have like a different fruit than a flame fruit. If I'm a Lunarian, I'm already conjuring fire. I think it's redundant. I don't think you're gaining, and you're also like you're durable. I don't think being a Logia is really that helpful. Mm-hmm. So I would probably go with something a little different for the Lunarian race. I don't know what y'all got, but
it's just a different version of Kaido. But like Lunarian with Kaido's dragon ability would go crazy.
All right. We got another 2 from Marquito. It says, I need a sound clip of Larry saying, so worldly. Another 20 from Lucky Roo. One day, years from now, audio-only listeners will debate if there were ever 4 hosts. Others swear there were only 3. Slowly but surely, Lionel quietly becomes the living podcast Mandela effect. Hashtag Mandela effect Lionel. That's hilarious. Another 2 from Eddie's Lobby. Why does Shanks have no women or fishermen in his crew? Is that even true? I don't know.
He doesn't have a fisherman.
One of the affiliate crews was a woman. No?
Yeah, the affiliate.
That was on Elbaf. Yeah.
I don't know. Another 5 from Justin Montanez. Going to Disney World. Who wins, Mickey or Foxy? Hashtag Law hates Minx. Hashtag Seb hates Fishman. Hashtag Larry hates slaves. Hashtag Lionel hates showing up. Wow.
It's Mickey. He's Gear 5.
Yeah. Another 10 from Cobalt Creative. Yo, fellas, I always rock with you guys while I'm at work. Anyway, I think Kaido would love his fruit anyway, but maybe he was torn. He will never get to test his abilities against legends in their prom. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Another Nakama joined the ship and Trey Ocean ends. So enjoy the emojis that come with being a Nakama. Another 10 from FK4TK. I don't know what that means. I'm an hour late, but I love the podcast and theories coming from you guys. I'm not frequent enough to know about the hashtags, but I'ma go hashtag I was right about Buggy, hashtag Goon Valley, hashtag One Piece needs bundas. Thank you, man. Another 5 from Cobalt. It says, Harold is that guy at school who's friends with all the groups, from hanging with the gangbangers to chilling with the safety patrol. That was me. Another 100 from Big Business Porcelino. Version of Usopp that fought Luffy at Water 7 beats current Usopp. Okay. Also, Harold and Rocks versus Roger and Garp. Who wins? I'll go Roger and Garp. But that me.
Harold and Rocks.
All right.
I got Roger Garp.
Okay. Another 2 from Jada Rude. MLK, Professor X, and Harold are the same person. Another 5 from I'm Dreadhead Luffy. Kaido and Luffy jumping off cliffs to end themselves, and Thermals jumping off the red line like nothing. Yeah, can't tell me they not related. Maybe. Another 10 from I Am Maximum Stupid. Of course, Elder Star Larry out here with the Garp slander. LOL, but in all seriousness, it's like city jobs with so much red tape. There wasn't anything Garp could do. Hashtag Goon Peace. Hashtag Roxy Goon. Hashtag Goon 2025. Another 5 from Inferno Knight. What's up, y'all? The original 7 Warlords versus Kaido and Big Mom with Prime Moria. Hashtag Shanks will still punch Mihawk dead in his damn right. I'm going to go with Kaido and Big Mom with Prime Moria. Mm-hmm. Another 10 from Max Power 17. If Kamabaka got Lulucia, Law's reaction would be like, yes, finally. Also, Seb looks real clean today, and Law looks like he has been working out. Hashtag Law Tax, hashtag Ace deserved it, hashtag Bald Larry equals Mihawk upscale. One, thank you.
Ace deserved it is crazy.
Yeah, bro.
People didn't like the your dad joke, or that he turned around for that. Another 2 from Girthy Poppy. Watch Friday charts to One Piece. Match Friday characters to One Piece. Hashtag Kool-Aid no sugar. Hashtag PP no girth. Okay. I don't know if we have time for that, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, we got a couple more super chats, so sorry, Girthy. Another 5 from Wild Mori. What are y'all's thoughts on Joy Boy's theory? New theory of Luffy's dream to make devil laugh, the devil being emu. Love you guys. Hashtag Buggy Gang?
You want me to read?
No, I'm good.
You sure?
I wasn't getting it. I haven't seen the theory. I have to watch it.
Yeah.
Another 2 from Nico. How strong is Zoro after Elbaf? Probably above Admiral level, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
Another 15 from Benjamin Blickman. The 50% of Larry's that's black wasn't present when he came up with this giant team. Well, make One Piece great again, Larry. Hashtag Larry Tax. P.S. Who's more prejudiced with Larry with Giants, Seb with Fishman? Hashtag BBC. Oh, man. Another 20 from Blind Shepherd. If the Giants had always been unified, there might have never been a world government to begin with. Harold unifying the Giants should have been enough to allow them to join, to be honest. Another 20 from Joseph Toro. Do y'all think Luffy will have to fight against the will of Nika? Since Zoans have their own will, maybe the Giants have such different views of Nika because Joy Boy lost his fight of will against Nika and changed for the worst. We got a different Devil Fruit theory a couple days back, last week regarding something like that. Another 10 from NFK. Have you guys been seeing the theory that One Piece is a time machine or the time fruit? Hashtag bang bang buggy gang. Hashtag suck on these nuts.
Also, that's a terrible theory.
Yeah, I'm just not a time machine guy, time travel guy. Another 2 from I'm Maximum Stupid. Goon Valley, baby, it's not. Hashtag goon, no me. Another 10 from I Love Blue. Hi, Top Gang. My brother and I have had heated debates and lost friends over this debate. Do you guys think the Monster Trio is light speed? And if so, how long have they been? Why are we losing friends over this?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and
also, yes.
Yeah. And they've been light speed. Zoro and Luffy's, their reaction time was the fastest speed of light pre-time skip.
Yeah.
So,
guys, we ain't got much time. So.
Yeah. Another 20 from Christopher. Harold once barred Emu's mark. He participated in Rock's demise, then was given the mark after seeing the truth of the world government. He cut his connections to Emu off, lying to the world, then planned to tell Loki he was assassinated before. Hashtag LTAX. It's a lot of concepts there. Another 10 from Brandon. Maybe Harold refused to kill Rocks, so instead he told the world government about Shaki and then was used as bait to lure the Rocks into God Valley. Maybe Roger was trying to stop Rocks from falling into the trap. Oh, okay. Another 20 from Blind Shepherd. I think the traitor is either Wang Ji, Captain Silver Axe, or Harold accidentally. Wang Ji was in control of Pirate Island before Blackbeard took control. Why didn't he join Blackbeard Silver Axe? Reminds me too much of X Drake. Another 5 from Blind. There is something about Rocks that reminds me of Luffy. I could see Rocks doing anything to save a crewmate. Yeah. Another 2 from Nacho Madness. Does he for real cheat on her or just flirt with women? Oh, he cheated. Another 5 from 5 a.m. Bleak. Almost missed the stream. How devastating do y'all think a Logie awakening will be? Island changing. Another 5 from St. Louis. Shaki and Ray are in an open marriage. She's not getting cheated on and can probably move how she wants to. Probably. Another 5 from I Am Maximum Stupid. Rocks the fraud, just like his son Buggy. Hashtag Goon D Rocks. Hashtag Larry so fresh, so fit. Hashtag Oda heard y'all talking ish. LOL, but seriously, Dragon didn't flinch. Okay. Another 2 from Girthy. Which One Piece characters' gooning habits do you identify with? The minor ones. Another 2 from JT. Red hair ain't gooning. Hashtag top 1. Another 20 months at Chichibukai status from JD Cervantes. Glad I've been here for 20 months. Just caught in for the end of the stream. Much love, guys.
Thank you.
Hashtag Marvdy Goat. Hashtag Sebi Webby Chan. Hashtag Goated Larry Takes. Hashtag Twin Takeover. Hashtag BBC. Another 2 from Nimbus Jujubee. I got the Bulma comment. It was on episode 179 at 130.40.
Oh, thank you.
Another 5 from Naheem. Is it possible that Buggy's Devil Fruit was the one Rocks was after? I wouldn't like that. Another 10 from Wait the Asian. I'm mad late, but I'm sure it's a fire episode. Y'all the goats. Hashtag where's the part-timer? Hashtag Seb has a cool hat. Thank you. Hashtag pumping that Larry tax into Whitebeard. Hashtag Law PETA behind you. Hashtag Derek Henry. What? Another 5 from Uriel Reyes. What do you guys think Buggy's Awakening will be? Also, do you see him being Rox's son? He might be, and I don't know. Cutting other stuff up. Another 5 from FK. It'll be too late, but thank you guys for introducing me to theories that make me think and discuss with my friends at work. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Appreciate you too, man.
Thank you.
Thank you, Seb, for all of that. Also, thank you, Marv, for the extra time. Appreciate you producing another episode. To all the people on the opposite end of this screen, I want to thank you so much for being here. You guys are amazing. Your thing is back on. Listen, guys, we will be here for One Piece Break Week next week, Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, so don't miss out. Once again, we're going to be at Anime NYC from Thursday to Sunday, so if you want to catch us out there, you can do so. And please, come say hi. Also, what else are we doing? Are we doing something else? No, we're not. Thank you to all the Spotify and Apple Podcast listeners. We appreciate you and love you. And thank you to all the super chatters who happen to support us, and to all the gifters for the memberships as well. We will see you next week. My name is Larry.
Law.
Sam.
And this is that One Piece Talk. Jana and Lionel.
I was about to say you.